I think we live, baby. It's game time,
yeah.
Let's go.
Let the ceremony begin.
Countless battles, I walk with no shadow.
Yeah.
Desert in sandal, the ghost with the candle. King of all crowns, rip the rattle off serpents. Blood I thirst, since I am the worst. Follow your footsteps, you have no footprints. I am the surface, you worthless purpose. The moon, the stars, I'm connected to darkness. Heads of marksmen, I've hunted the farthest. Village of troops, Molotov the roofs. Black Sunday service with Holocaust roots. Homo Kabbalah, black magic and balas. These AKs and hollows will leave you forgotten. This bottomless season, you looking for me, Mussolini, Gaddafi, the world cannot stop me. I'm legend, remember me? Gifted since birth, you were delivered in a hearse. Your mother and your father trade your soul for a curse. I'm a soldier, coming at you like a locomotive. Never knew I navigate the culture. Service at the tabernacle potion. The devil made my father, little spirit set beside me. My mother was a slave to 3 witches on an island. Ever cheat death? Ever wake up and can't catch one breath? Master of obstacles, the Nostradamus. I structure the continent, the director of operas. I swing my arms, I move the seas. I change the weather, 500 degrees. The god of chaos, I shed no pity. Come over for the seance. Hey, kitty, kitty. The ruler of your conscience, yeah. In your head, I'm a monster. Take control of all your options, yeah. There's no way you gonna stop this.
The ruler of your conscience.
Yeah, yeah. Where you gonna stop it? Yeah.
Don Pablo, master ceremonial.
Godfather Vito Corleone. In other words, we're bosses and foremen. Superintendents, chief of command. Take a damn good sniff of that white shit.
Is anybody home?
Are we on? You.
Check 1, check 2. Is everybody in? Is everybody motherfucking in? Welcome to motherfucking Hoodstocks, baby. 101. I mean, this is gonna be a lesson, but this is actually episode 101.
That's right. Right on.
You know, today's podcast is brought to you by 3D Energy Drink, man. Shout out to this dude right here. Hey, homie. The homie that's dropping me these off, bro, DM me, hit my DM, bro. Every time he comes by and drops them off, he's dropping off cases and shit to the podcast, bro. Matter of fact, I'll give you something to take home.
All
You
right.
fuck with energy drinks, dog?
Yeah, you know, maybe once in a while.
They're actually pretty good, my boy, and they dope ass cans. There's different. Every can has a different color with the fucking whatever the flavor is. You know what I mean? So, anyways,
Yeah,
dog.
no
But
doubt.
I mean, fuck what it looks like. It's all about what it tastes like.
Yeah, is it
And
good or what?
It does a job, dog.
All right.
It does a job, dog. You know what I mean? And this is coming from an ex-meth crackhead. You know what I mean?
All right.
You know?
If it works for you, then it's tested, right?
Yeah, it's been tested by the best, baby.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I think that's what they do with energy drinks. They take them to Skid Row, homie. You know what I mean? And they say, drink 3 of these, you crackhead motherfucker. I mean,
Yeah.
And if she breaks off in a 50-yard race, they're like, oh yeah, this is good, dog.
Bro,
We
they
gotta
need to take those to like Silmar or some shit. They really want to test them. I think that's where the tweakers, that's where the real meth heads are, right?
Oh,
In the
yeah.
valley.
They are, bro.
Yeah,
They're camped out.
Skid Row, you get no but the catos and
Yeah.
good old crackheads.
Yeah,
right?
no, you ain't lying, dog. Like this Silmar, homie, these motherfuckers, dog, they've taken over the streets, homie. They are building, homie, 3-story. I mean, back in the day, they had cardboard boxes and shit, dog. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean, just cardboard boxes. Now they got 3-story pallets, mansions. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And then they got these motorhomes, dog. These motorhomes that got fucking house air conditioning things hanging out the.
These motherfuckers got condos, bro. I seen them.
Yeah.
Whew. They living good.
Yeah, a house bigger than mine, but their shit is on wheels.
Rocket, hey.
They can move that bitch anywhere they want.
Ingenuity, baby.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers, you know, they're smart.
Yeah, bro. I mean, they're up all night long and every day of the fucking week, dog. You know what I mean? They got, you know, they're using their time wisely, dog.
More power to them.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
living life.
Absolutely, dog. Okay, let's go. You know what? I feel like I cracked the Da Vinci Code with this guest we have today, baby. Real shit. This guest is like a vampire. Homie only comes out for blood. I smell blood. From the darkest depths of the underground, LA royalty. LA royalty, my G's. One of the chosen few. Because back in the day, there was only a few of these motherfuckers. This man is a part of an unbelievable force. The gas mask ain't nothing to be fucked with. If you from LA, if you from Southern Cali, I mean, all around the world, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. The street, Platoon, Pied Piper. You know it's gotta be a sixth symphony for these bald-headed cycles to follow this man off a cliff. Pico Union, stand the fuck up. Burlington is in the motherfucking casa. Six Side Worldwide, you can thank me later, motherfuckers. I want everybody to give it up for the motherfucking psycho CYNIC, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, man. That's a hell of an intro. I'm gonna have to sample you, dog. I'm gonna use that.
That's all you, doggy.
Best introduction I've ever got.
Well deserved, my boy.
You probably get told that a lot, huh?
You know what, dog? Sometimes I do it well. Sometimes I do it all right. You know what I mean? But when I have somebody with the caliber like yourself, oh, it's so easy, dog. I mean, you know, like it's easy to make you look good because you look good already, baby.
Oh, I should appreciate that, man.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's easy, dog.
Yeah.
Put these little words together and bop, bop, bop. But when I put these words together, it's from my heart, though, dog. Because, I mean, I was just, bro, like, thank you, dog.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, dog.
All right, no doubt.
You're kind of like a mysterious dude. We talked on the phone yesterday, dog, and I'm like, bro, like, you know what I mean? I mean, do you even live on this planet, homie? Like, where the fuck you at, dog?
No, I come in and out. I'm an interdimensional fucking reptilian shapeshifter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nah, real shit. No, I like to be low key, man. You know, I come out when I need to. I have no problem being in solitude. You know what I mean? It's, I enjoy it.
Solitary confinement, baby.
I mean, except in prison, but at the crib for sure. You know what I mean?
I mean, the quietness, right? Peace of mind. You know, nobody fucking beating down the door, fucking trying to holler at you over any old little thing.
It depends who it is, right?
Yeah. You know what I
Depends
got?
who's knocking at the door.
You know what? I got a homegirl named Kika. I'm gonna hook you up with Kika, fool.
Oh, I'm married though.
I'm just fucking with you, my boy. Have you seen Kika, dog? She's the
Yeah, I
hood.
think so. You know, I caught your episode, man. You guys were wilding out.
She's
That's
the
the
hood,
shit.
she's the hood stock. I mean, she's the hood stock stripper. Like she will get naked for you, and she will beat your ass at the same goddamn time, dog.
looks like it.
She's got guns, bro.
Right,
I ain't
right.
fucking with her, dog.
Yeah, she had good energy about her.
Oh, you know what, dog? She. That's one thing about her, is she's got amazing energy, dog. She's just fun, bro. She's one of the fellas, but she's got tits and a big old ass,
Yeah,
bro.
she made a good co-host with you that episode, brother.
She's fun, dog.
All right.
She's fun. I'm looking forward to having her back here and there, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you know what I mean, we're open to have other, women with big ass titties and big, big booties as well, you know?
And congratulations on that 100th episode, dog. It's big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a milestone, dog. That was a journey, you know what I mean? And everybody always some people are always focused at what's at the top of the mountain, dog. And I know you motherfuckers heard this before, but they always say to, enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed the journey, and you know what I mean? We're not even, nowhere near close to that top of the mountain, but we're just gonna have a good time, and we're gonna see how far we can go, dog.
Yeah, man. You filled in a void. Like I was telling you on the phone, man, this was needed. You know what I mean? I've been waiting for somebody to come along and, give a platform for homies and just people that grew up in the hood, right? They don't necessarily got to be from a gang and stuff like that. There's plenty of successful and unsuccessful motherfuckers that have come out, you know what I mean, from a lot of these neighborhoods we come from, and sometimes their story's not heard, you know what I mean? There's a lot of channels out there where they focus more like on prison stories and shit like that, which is, cool. Sometimes we like to listen to those, but other times we just want to, hear somebody's journey that don't got nothing to do with that, you know what I mean? But that come from where we come from, right?
Absolutely, dog, you know what I mean? And, with this channel right here, bro, man, I can easily get boxed into a prison channel, bro. And I hate it when people try to box me into prison dudes are just nah, my G. Like we really try to. I got two females that are coming Sunday. They're realtors, dog. They're gonna teach us how to buy houses, bro. Yeah. How to fix the credit, so on and so forth.
We need
tools,
that.
baby.
We need that. Yeah,
tools, dog. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, for sure, dog. I mean this podcast. We all make it for what it is. Hood stocks, baby. I mean, just because you from the hood doesn't mean you gotta go to prison.
Right.
Or it's someone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
dog?
you had a couple of the crypto fellas up here too, which was good information for those that are getting into that world. That was good information. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's good to see people that look like us that are well informed and well educated on those subjects. You know what I mean?
You know what? I learned something from them dudes, and they taught me a word called FOMO.
Yeah,
and
fear of missing out, right?
Fear of missing out, dog. And so when these dudes put me up on this shit, dog, I'm you know what I mean? I'm kind of like how do you say it, dog? I'm a little in between work right now, dog. I'm actually on unemployment right now, but that's by choice, so bro. So I'm balling on a budget right now, but I had X amount of money, dog, and then you know what I mean. And what did I do, dog? I put the shit in there, dog. I said, oh shit, look at this shit right here. This is what they talking about. You know what I mean, let me put this 50 here, put this 50. I mean, I didn't do the Bitcoin. I did Bitcoin. I did stocks, homie. I got shit. I own shares of shit. I don't even know what the fuck, bro. They could be making this shit up. I don't even know if there's a real address to this place, dog. And I kind of fucking that's one thing bad about me, dog. When I kind of get like put on to something or in tune to something, I get just like you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't know, it's not good, bro.
I think that's has to do with that addictive personality, right?
That's that.
We go down them rabbit holes hard when we get into something. You know what I mean? I tend to do the same thing. You know?
Absolutely, dog.
Go too deep sometimes.
I mean, yeah, it's a detriment, but at the same time, dog, you know what I mean? It's also too like, you know, it could be a good it could be something good, you know what I mean? I mean, like, you know, for someone that does that, I'm stuttering now and shit, dog, you know what I mean? But I'm thinking of a word. I can't think of the goddamn word right now. But anyways, brother, it's fucking amazing to have you here, dog. You haven't done a lot of interviews. How many interviews? Can you count interviews on one hand?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of them, but you know, they're always real quick and same questions, you know, with the same answers. Or if I'm doing, you know, I might be doing an interview with Jack, and you know, maybe most of the questions get directed his way. I'll get a couple, but it's always a mix. You know what I mean? It's very, very few that I've done on my own. You know.
So now you know how now you know how Sendog feels.
Yeah, I mean, it probably ain't the first time. Yeah.
You and Sendog might have a lot of shit in common, bro.
Sendog's a big homie right there, boy.
Is that a bad joke?
Nah, no, it's not. No, it's not. You know what I mean? Just want to clarify that. Man, me to compare to Sen, ain't nothing wrong with that, right? But I feel you as far as like we play more of the back. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's positions for everybody, and for me, there's no shame in that. You know what I mean? I know my position.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Bro.
And I try not to get out of pocket with it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I know what I bring to the table, right? So I got no problem with that. You know what I mean?
So I had B-Row on here. I don't know if you know that or not, dog. You know what I mean? I had B-Row on here, and I gave him shit about that. I said, bro, how many times you been in the studio and Sendog's in the fucking side of the motherfucking studio mad dogging you, homie? Like, here this motherfucker go again. You know what I mean? Am I gonna get a verse, B? You know what I mean? Yeah. Am I just gonna get a hole in your head? You know what I mean?
Hey, man, he's good at that shit, though. That's what I'm saying.
He got the mad libs.
Just back to playing your position, man. If that's his role, he's fucking one of the best at it. You can't take that away from him, right? As far as, like, if you want to call him a hype man, there's very few that could do it like Sendog, you know what I'm saying? Who else? Flavor Flav, like as far as from that school, that comes from groups like that, Sendog's probably one of the best at doing that shit, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, dog. You know, bro, and I love what you said, my boy. You know what I mean? Because, you know, some people don't get a shot because they don't want to play the position. They don't want to play the position, homie. They always, some people that are like, man, why can't I should be there? I should be there, you know what I mean? But maybe you can be there, but maybe you should play your position for a minute, you know what I mean? And take a step back. And you know what I mean? Man, go ahead, dog.
No, I was gonna say, and then sometimes when they do get put in those positions that they want, they don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? But people want to be leaders, but it's hard to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem being in the forefront with the homies, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like me want to be the one calling shots, it's too much responsibility, you know what I mean? And I can tend to, like you said, disappear sometimes, right? So I'd rather
fade in the background. Jack is like, where the fuck did CYNIC go?
He's fucking hiding somewhere, that motherfucker. But yeah, so you know, like I said, some people want that role, but they're just not meant to fit it. You know, motherfucker wants to be a CEO, a sales rep, or fucking everything at the same time, and it's like you just can't. You know what I mean? That's why people get teams, you know what I'm saying? Everybody plays their part, and that's how you build something successful, you know what I'm saying? I believe.
You know, sometimes I don't, you know, I put my personal shit out there, dog, because I'm a very transparent person, and I could never not be to have a platform like this, just because a lot of my fucking luggage is on the street, so to speak, right? You know what I mean? But I had this conversation with my girl, you know what I mean? Several times, bro, you know what I mean? Sometimes she, you know, might feel, there's times that, you know, sometimes females feel a certain way. You in a relationship, you know, and I've had this conversation like, love, you know what I mean? What you mad about? You playing your position, and I'm playing my position. You want to switch? Holler at me. Let me know. Yeah. You know, we can try it out.
Yeah, they take a step back at that point.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. But you know, to have like this what we have right here, bro. Now we have dudes right here that are playing the position, dog. You know what I mean? You know, they're playing their position. We got a photographer. We got this. We got that. You know what I mean? We got security, dog. You know what I mean? You know, they're playing their position, dog. But at the end of the day, we are here together as one and we're equal, my boy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whatever I got, they got, homie. You want the shirt, homie? Bam. There you go, my G. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's all love. But in order to have, you know, use well-oiled machine, better lack of words, people need to play their position, dog.
And it's a reflection of the success you're having. You know what I'm saying? You must have a solid team, you know what I'm saying, to be moving along just right the way you are. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I told you on the phone, you first popped up on my feed on YouTube about a year ago, right? When the whole quarantine thing started. So you popped up, you know what I mean? And then you just kept popping up, you know what I mean? I see your viewers and your numbers growing, you know what I mean? So that's a reflection of the job you're doing, I believe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, relentless. I've always been a relentless individual, and I've directed that relentless energy for a lot of years in the wrong, you know, places. Yeah. Right? You know what I mean? The streets, you know what I mean? The drugs, the pussy, you know what I mean? You know, whatever it was, you know what I mean? That addictive personality of, you know, I need this right now, right? You know what I mean? And so I feel like I finally, I'm channeling the energy in the right place.
Yeah,
you know?
I believe so, man. And I can tell you know, you're a very energetic person. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's the problem, right? Especially, you know, growing up how we grew up in the streets, in the hood, and you know, we joined that early, and we put all our energy into that, right? But if we were to transfer that same energy into something what they call productive, we would have the same success that we had in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because in the streets, you know, you get that rap. Oh, he's a fool. Oh, you don't want to mess with him. He's tough. You know what I'm saying? You could transfer that and get that same reputation on a different platform, right? More positive. And I think that, again, that's what you're doing, you know what I mean? And that's the problem with, I think, a lot of us where we grew up, right? Because there's, man, a lot of my friends are that I grew up with that unfortunately, you know, been washed up by the system. A couple of them have passed on. They were very smart individuals, man. I'm talking about smart as hell, right? But they either were addicted to drugs or the streets or whatever it was, just real troublemakers, and they were just their whole life in and out, in and out, in and out. And next thing you know, they're 50 or 45 or whatever they are. They're hopeless. You know what I'm saying? They don't see the light and they just give up. But I was surrounded by a lot of smart people growing up, you know, and I always seen that. I always recognized it. You know what I mean? And I think about that a lot. I think about a lot of friends that are washed up and they're like, man, I was a smart person, man. He could have done something different. You know what I mean? But sometimes, you know, that's the cards we're dealt, and it's unfortunate, right?
Wasted talent, doggy. Yeah. Wasted talent, and I concur on what you're saying, bro. In regards to just like throughout these years of being on the streets, being in the neighborhood, being in cells, dog. I mean, I'm in prison, bro, and the dude that is busted for the most ridiculous fucking crime is now in a cell with his head together. And what is he doing, dog? He's on his fucking third book, dog. Yeah. Writing books, bro. You know what I mean? Studying fucking history, philosophy. This dude is a file cabinet. He can recite fucking this, that. His you know what I mean? His retention is crazy, dog. And it's like, damn, my boy, you just didn't have a chance.
Yeah. They didn't know better, right? Unfortunately.
He didn't have a chance. Why? Because moms and maybe pops, they weren't together. Whatever the scenario was, you know, there's a million different scenarios, you know what I mean? He didn't have guidance. He didn't have so on and so forth, dog. And there's so much wasted, you know, talent that gets, you know, buried in the dirt and, you know, in prison for the rest of their life. And they don't realize, they become a man in prison, bro. Yeah. Or they realize their full potential when it's too late.
Yeah, they tap into that intellectual side of them, you know what I mean? And I guess better late than never. I mean, that's one way of being free of the mind, right? It's just educating yourself even when you're trapped in a situation like that. And, you know, yeah, more power to them, man. Whatever, however they could escape from that situation they're in.
You know, let me correct myself, bro. It's never too late as long as you have the breath of air. Yeah. Right? It's never too late wherever you're at. And I know homies in the penitentiary, and I talk to them, bro. You know what I mean? That are living their best life, dog. Yeah. They living their best life. They lifers, bro. Now they can get fucking conjugal visits, homie.
They got good cards, the green dots stacked up.
Yeah, you know.
You got the filled up.
You got the boys calling you too.
Sally, hey, homie, send me a few $100 on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta support them however you can,
You gotta support them, dog.
They're probably watching us right now, somebody streaming us, homie, from a level 4.
I swear to God, they watch, my boy. Yeah, all my G's that are in the penitentiary, they're like, yeah, look, everybody watching you on the yard, dog. Yeah. You know what I mean? They said, hey, fool, like, You doing good, dog. You doing good, fool.
Yeah.
Keep that shit
and
cracking,
that must feel good too, right? Because, you know, you would think sometimes a lot of the homies in there might be a little salty or resentful or, you know what I mean, just angry at the world, right? The ones that aren't being intellectual, just the ones that are writing and doing their thing, still gangbanging in jail. You think, right, that it might be a little salty, but they're not. They're actually, most of them are happy for what you're doing. You know what I mean?
you know what? I would go ahead and give it a 70-30 split. I don't know. I'm just making this number up in my head.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a crowd, a circle of homies right now. Not right now, bro. Who the fuck is Hoodstocks? Who am I, dog? But they're maybe in the past, the fool was just maybe talking shit. Like, what the fuck's this fool?
I remember that fool when he was doing this. You know what I mean? Because people always remember the worst of you. They never want to remember the best of you.
But
But
the worst of me is the best of me.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, at that time, right?
Yeah. The worst of me is the best of me. The worst of me back then, bro, put me into a level where, like, yeah, it's lucky right there. You know?
That's right.
But now, yeah, that was the worst of me. But when, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't want to get all weird about this shit.
Hey,
What I'm saying
this whole
is,
conversation's going to get real weird. You know what I mean? Don't trip as we go. Like I said, I veer off a lot. So I'm a space cadet, bro. You're going to have to reel me back in. You know what I mean?
oh, dog, I do that shit sometimes. I'll be like, what? I said, CYNIC, what did I say, dog?
Exactly. I'm just a rambling baboon over here and shit.
But that's why we have podcasts, bro. It's okay to do that on a podcast, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really no incorrect conversation on the podcast. Be true to yourself. Yeah. They want to know who you are, bro, right? Like, people want to hear you, dog. Okay, we don't have Jack here, dog. We just have CYNIC right here, dog. No, we're not going to just talk about music, dog. We're going to talk about your personal life, dog. I mean, as much as you're willing to share with us, but, you know, growing up and so on and so forth, dog, you know what I mean? Because I don't really feel like I could never find anything on you about that, bro.
Yeah, there's not much out there because those questions aren't asked. It's more like, oh, when'd you start rapping? Or how'd you hook up with the Psycho Realm? Or, you know, who inspired you? Just, you know, the most basic cliche questions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never nothing deep, you know what I mean? But I don't expect them sometimes to ask questions like that, you know what I mean? Because they just don't know, you know what I mean? And they don't get, even when they're interviewing like Jack or Sick Jackin' or somebody like that, it's the same questions too, you know what I mean? When'd you start rapping? Oh, your brother Duke. You know, they don't, you know, these guys, these interviews, they just don't get creative with the questions sometimes, you know what I mean? So it's like,
it's like they're passing around the same template.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, here.
There you go. Yeah, it gets pretty repetitive and shit.
Yeah, and that's got to suck, dog. And that's something that we don't ever want to do right here, dog. Yeah. You know why? Because I I'm not that person, you know? And I would not be true to myself if I sat right here and I said, oh, well, CYNIC. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know what year? You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro, we homies, dog. We G's. We from the streets, baby. You know what I mean? Like, we gonna shoot the breeze, dog. However it comes out, dog. You know what I mean?
You come from a different place, man. You're not like a traditional journalist, or you know what I mean, using that same blueprint, like you just mentioned and stuff. So
yeah, absolutely, and absolutely, dog. So, you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I know you guys are ready. My shit been blowing up for this dude right here. I know you motherfuckers are ready. I know you psychos are ready, dog. I wanna rewind the motherfucking VHS cassette tape, homie. You know what I mean? Wait, is it cassette tape? Yeah, it's a cassette tape. VHS.
Oh, VHS
is a video
tape too. Yeah, it's
a tape too. Yeah. It's not the cassette tape. Yeah. That's why I caught myself
VHS
slipping.
Tape, yeah.
I want to rewind it back to the very beginning, my boy. You know what I mean? Right. You know when you know what I mean. I don't know how far you want to go back. You want to go back to the dirty diaper, homie?
Shit. I can't remember that far back, but I can remember far back. You know, whatever, man. Just
Let's talk about this real quick. What is the age that we usually remember our earliest experience?
Man, I think as you get older, right, they start to diminish, but I would easily 5, 6 years old, right?
I thought the same thing, dog.
Yeah.
I remember I was 5 years old, dog, and my mom and my pops had separated. And I was 5 years old, and my mom's with this new dude now. You know what I mean? My pops doesn't like it, bro. My pops is fucking on the bumper, dog. He's harassing. This motherfucker's a stalker, dog. He just won't let it go, dog. But he wants his girl back, and he wants his 3 kids that he had with him, my 2 siblings, my sisters. But this dude would show up with like groceries. I remember one time he showed up with groceries, dog. And he said, I brought groceries. You know what I mean? And my mom's husband came out, and it ended up being a big old food fight. Like they're just fucking bah, bah, bah. And I was looking, my room was a living room, dining room. My room was the dining room, bro. You know what I mean? And I was looking out and she's like, man, don't look. And I remember I was just with the car, dog. That's my earliest memory, dog. I was with the car back and forth, but in the back of my head, I heard the chaos. When I peeked out the window, the driveway, there was groceries all over the driveway. So,
yeah.
What's your earliest thought?
Man, there's a few that are left as far as like that far back. Most of them are probably more traumatic, you know what I mean? Like kind of like, you know, what you're explaining right now. But there's a few positive ones. I remember, you know, a lot of skateboarding stuff, you know, graffiti things. But the youngest thing maybe, just a couple like breakdancing. I remember dancing a lot with my little friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I love that. I was surrounded by DJs growing up, so I was always, when it was hip hop they were playing, right? So I was early on that, and I always, you know, wanted to learn how to break dance and dance and shit like that, you know what I mean? So some of those memories like that, you know what I mean? One, I guess, we want to talk, the first time I remember hearing some gunshots, I was like 6 years old. We went over to, with my mom, we went to go visit some friend, and we just got there, we parked, bro, and some dude just talk, you know what I mean? I was like 6, 7 years old. That never left, you know what I'm saying? That was probably pretty traumatic, you know what I mean? So that's one, you know,
yeah.
You know, besides the other ones that I just mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Speaking of breakdancing, dog, I saw Beat Street in the movie theater. And I remember after seeing Beat Street in the movie theater, I went behind a 7-Eleven and I got a piece of cardboard, you know what I mean? And anyways, yeah, I wanted to be a breakdancer too, dog, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
there's probably other ones that I could give better example, but I'll leave those out. Yeah.
Nah, it's, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's just, you know, it was just kind of like a random question,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm sure you weren't prepared to be like,
Yeah.
all right, well, this fool's gonna ask me about my first
When I was
fucking
5 years old. I got my first Chuck Taylors.
Yeah. Got my first fat laces.
Yeah.
I remember I got my first 22. Like, damn, homie.
That was probably when I was like 10.
You
know what I mean?
really are from Pico Union.
Yeah, that was like 10 years old. I still remember that memory too. Yeah, that was a good one.
So, growing up, were you raised by moms and pops?
Nah, man, unfortunately, my dad passed away when I was like 5 years old. So I was raised by my mom. You know, she remarried. You know what I mean? I grew up with a stepdad. I have a beautiful sister, you know, half sister. So that's mostly who I grew up. You know, so my mom mostly raised me, you know.
Do you mind me asking how your pops passed?
Yeah, he was an alcoholic, and he died from, you know, cirrhosis of the liver. You know what I mean? And it was unfortunate. You know what I mean? But those things happen in life, you know. So
we were just talking about that with my boy Works right here. There, he's yeah.
All right.
His pops just passed.
yes,
through.
okay, man. My condolences to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, my dad passed when I was young. You know what I mean? So my mom had a hard task raising two boys, and then remarrying and having a daughter, and having to raise again two boys that were just lost their dad, and we were probably affected by it. You know what I mean? I remember that too. You know what I mean? So it was tough in the beginning, navigating through it, but she did her best, man. God bless her, and I'm fortunate enough to still have her. You know what I mean? So.
How was stepdads? Stepdads are always funny, and I'm a stepdad too, bro. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But stepdads, but then again, I can see it can tend to be different, bro. If the kids doesn't have his father actively in his life, because so then off the rip, now you're pops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your dad. You know what I mean? And you can easily gravitate to the man if the man is willing to, open his arms to you, right? You know what I mean?
He was I think I was the one that was more like standoffish with him, right? Because I was so, because I guess I didn't know my dad per se, right? Because I was so young when he passed, so all I had was like pictures, like memories. So somebody else trying to fill that void, I didn't allow it. You know what I'm saying? For a long time. So it was kind of like always like, yeah, you ain't my dad. That whole thing. But he tried his best, man. He'd take me we go to ball games, Dodger games. We'd go to WWF at the sports arena when they used to come through. So he did his part. Like I got nothing bad to say about him in that aspect. He tried. You know what I mean? If anything, it was me more on that tip. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you ain't my dad, man. So know your limit. You know what I mean? So.
You were just a little gangster then, huh?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I guess without trying, it was just, that affected me in that way. You know what I mean? They was probably like, yo, nobody's ever going to fill those shoes. You know what I mean? So.
You had creases in your diaper. You weren't fucking around, huh?
Hey, Hell yeah. Surprisingly, dog, one thing, you know what? I never got into dressing like that, bro, which was crazy, right? Because that's how I grew up. But that was like one style that I never liked it. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I had plenty of Bennies and Ben Davis and shit like that. But you know, that wasn't it. You know what I mean? But yeah. I was wearing probably, instead of fucking big old creased up Dickies, I probably had whatever, Levi's or some shit. You know what I mean? And not 501s.
I mean, you can never go. That's what I got. I got regular Levi's on, dog. You can never go wrong with a pair of fucking Levi's, dog. I mean, you know what I was at? This is something super random, dog. I was at Macy's, dog, just pushing through. I don't shop at Macy's, dog. You know what I mean? But I went there to look at the 501s, dog. But they had some vintage Levi's right there, bro. And now I don't know what it exactly, I know what the word vintage means, but when you buy something at Macy's, usually it's brand new, you know what I mean? And vintage to me means something that's maybe
used and old, right?
Secondhand, you know what I mean? Like, and the word, they had vintage Levi's, and these motherfuckers were like $200, fool.
They were new though?
Yeah, but made to look old.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. I would have been checking the stitching to make sure, you know. I was just joking. I don't know shit about the Levi's, you know what I mean? But I know like the vintage ones, like the stitching is different and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like fuck that. $200. I'll go to the thrift shop, homie. Find one for $10.
I mean, they getting these hipsters, bro.
Oh, they are.
They getting these. They like, oh, I smell vintage.
So cool.
Yeah, bro. So I mean, that's dope that your pops, bro, was. I mean, your stepdad was taking you to WWF fucking events, bro. Like, damn, that's hard, bro.
That's because I wanted to go, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, I mean, I think back in the day, they always told me that shit was too expensive, dog.
Yeah, man. It probably was, man, you know.
Motherfuckers.
I probably was.
I was like, why? Then why is CYNIC there?
I was there, bro. I had it all. I had the action figures and the little wrestling ring.
Oh, you took that shit too?
What?
Man, I had
fucking
to.
the Ultimate Warrior been above my bed, dog.
I wish I could rewind it back. I'd have fucking swapped you stepdads, homie. I said, get this motherfucker out of here, dog.
Yeah, man.
Shit, you just want to throw baseball in the front? That don't cost nothing.
You're like, Mom, give me a couple tickets, Sports Arena, and have them take me. She'd be like, all right. You know what I mean? So,
Were you a mama's boy?
You know what? Probably my brother was. You know, the first kids probably always get the, you know what I mean? I'm the middle kid, so we gonna start, you know, get the whole middle child treatment. But you know what? She tried her best, whatever. As far as like asking her for things, she would always, if she could provide it, she would. You know what I mean? One thing about the way I grew up, I grew up obviously in Pico Union. You know what I'm saying? Which is a real poor neighborhood, right? It's full of buildings, a lot of buildings and old homes, a lot of Victorian homes and stuff like that. And but we weren't rich, but at the time we were good. We weren't poor. You know what I mean? We just happened to grow up there because it was convenient for what my mom did. You know what I mean? And we lived in a small apartment, but we were okay. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted a pair of Jordans, I'd get them. You know what I mean? I had a pair of Jordans when I was 8 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she always provided in that aspect of things. You know what I mean? So if it was like something like that, like, yo, I want to go watch wrestling, all I had to do was throw a fit. You know what I mean? You know, we learned manipulation early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we know how to manipulate our parents. So I would get stuff like that. You know what I mean? So she provided in that aspect. There was never, like, food was never missing on the table. There was always clothes on our back. You know what I mean? My mom is a very giving person to this day. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we just happened to grow up in the hood, but we weren't poor. You know what I'm saying, per se.
That's dope, bro. Because just on that fact right there, bro, it kept you from fucking robbing, bro. It kept you from always looking at things and being like, damn, I wish I can get a bike like that. I wish I can. I mean, so you were the rich kid in the hood then.
I mean, ghetto rich. I mean,
Yeah, well, you know what I mean, though, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, motherfuckers are done. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers are walking around barefoot, homie. You had Jordans on, bro.
Yeah, you know, my mom. You know, you sent me a message right with the homie Papa's, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Papa's if he's out there. I haven't seen that brother in a long time, but
yeah,
like he's testament to it because for some reason, man, you know, Pico Union was like a magnet for runaways. Like just mad kids from all over the city would end up in Pico Union somehow, some way. I mean, we had all the homies that lived there, but we would get a lot of dudes from as far as fucking Thousand Oaks to the southeast, and they would end up there, and most of them were runaways, and they would have nowhere to sleep. They would sleep on the rooftops, they would sleep at the buildings, whatever, you know what I mean? So my mom, when she would see that, if they were with us, she would always allow them to sleep at our place. She would feed them, dog. She would give them clothes. You know what I mean? So I remember this one time we went to the mall, to the Glendale Galleria with Papas, right?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, because I'm sure he didn't have no fucking money. She bought us 2 starter jackets. Like, I got one, he got one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of person she was. You know,
So
the neighbor needed food, she'd buy some whatever. You could go to the market and do your thing. You know what I mean? So, you know, she was always giving like that, and everybody knew that in the neighborhood. And you know, people, I think that's why they respect. You know, they have respect for my mom and stuff like that. She would never deny anybody food or anything like that. You know what I mean? A place to sleep. She might not have liked it because sometimes it'd be like 10 motherfuckers in a small ass room. You know what I'm saying? Not only my friends, but my older brother's homies. You know what I'm saying? And we'd be in there acting crazy, you know what I mean? And I'm sure she's probably in the next room like, God, you know what I mean? Why let these motherfuckers in here, you know what I mean?
You know, bro, your mom was smart, bro. So let's shout out to your moms. Shout out to moms. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Mom was smart, bro. Because a lot of moms would be like, get the fuck out of here with this shit. And what do you do when you tell them to get the fuck out, bro? You pushing them on the streets, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And next thing you know it, dog, they with all them fucking strays. They got nothing to lose, dog. That are sleeping on, like you said, the rooftops. And, you know what I mean? You walking by a tree and there's some motherfucking blonde fool, you know what I mean? Sleeping on a tree branch, you know what I mean?
It's probably the way she grew up too, you know what I mean? Because, you know, she's from El Salvador, you know what I mean? That's where my blood comes from. And it wasn't easy for her growing up either. So I think that probably always, when she would see kids with nowhere to sleep, it probably, you know, whatever it would trigger in her. You know what I mean? And she would provide them, you know, somewhere to sleep, even if it was just for the night. You know what I mean?
So, real quick. So she was born in El Salvador.
Yeah.
Okay, so back then, bro, that was fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good now, but back then, right? I mean, how is it now in El Salvador, bro?
I have no idea. My understanding is they're cleaning it up. You know what I'm saying? They got those fucking model, they call it the Mano Negra or something, you know, the death squadrons that go around picking up anybody that comes in like you. You know,
why don't we get you a one-way ticket, dog, and you let us know how it is over there?
Hell no, I'm straight. I'm cool. Nah, you know what? I would love to, man. Maybe one day. I'm going straight to the beach though.
Yeah. I mean,
Catch me in the city.
I mean, there's always nice parts in every fucking I'm not gonna say horrible place. That's not the right thing to say, but you know what I mean. But yeah. So what I was getting at though, bro, she's experienced a fucking rough life. So now that she's in Pico Union, you know what I mean, she's doing the thing. Obviously, she's working. She's doing well for herself, right? You know, she don't ever want to see her baby on the streets. You know what I mean? Just fuck it. You know, all you motherfuckers pile up right here. Oh, you need a starter jacket? Shout out to my boy Pops. That's my G. He grew up as a kid with you. He said, "Oh, bro, that's my childhood friend. That's my boy right there."
He lived a long time right there. I know originally he was from, like, I think your area, right?
No. He was originally from your area, I think, and then he came to my area, bro.
That's what it was. Yeah. So me and him used to hang out a lot. You know what I mean? That was my little dog. I don't know if you know, but Papas could dance, man.
Yeah?
Oh, what? That boy had mad rhythm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Papas used to get down. You know what I mean? He probably still does. He probably just want to talk about it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Dude, the thing is, we had a crew. I mean, we were like 40, 50 kids like our age. You know what I'm saying? Like between 10 to 15. You know what I'm saying? Like we were, you know, we had a crew and we were the kids chapter of it. You know what I mean?
Was this when you guys were from KNS?
No, we were from OFA.
I'm sorry, the OFA. My bad.
I was from a crew called OFA Out for Action, right? And we got so deep, right? We broke into, we were the OFA kids, and then we had the OFA Kings, right? And the kids were all from the age of whatever, 9 to like 15, and then you had the other guys and stuff like that. So it was like 40, like I said, like 40 or 50 of us. You know what I'm saying? Just deep.
OFA.
Bunch of little rugrats. Just if you drove through those streets right there, Pico and Union, man, you would see at least 100 fools just throughout that whole block. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that time, you know what I mean? So there was a bunch of them, but Papas was a good friend, man. Like I remember he lived with us for a long time. You know what I mean?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was his spot when we would stay there. You know what I mean?
I mean, back then, the tagging crews, I mean, you had OFA, you had BSK, you had TAC, CMK, KNS, SDK, AOB. I mean, you can go on and on and on. But the tagging crews back then, bro, I mean, shit, I know my G's from the Backstreet Kings, dog. Them motherfuckers were crazy as fuck, dog.
Yeah,
the craziest fools that I met, dog, were from BSK, dog. You know what I mean? Like, but back then, you know, everybody was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? And the tagging crews, it was their tag banging. I mean, it was off the hook.
Yeah, we used to, good old BSK. That was the opposition. But I was younger, man, when the homies used to go at it with them. The thing about, like, OFA was we were a graffiti crew, you know what I mean? But we got so deep. And again, it's just, you know, it was full of troublemakers that, you know, when we go out partying, they would go to Hollywood or wherever they would go, they end up fighting with other people. You know what I mean? And that's how things slowly started escalating, and they went from just a graffiti crew to what they ended up calling tag banging, right?
Yeah.
LAPD, you know, kind of coined that. You know what I mean? And they always had OFA and this other crew, I forget the other crew, who they stopped considering us taggers. They just considered us gangs, because we had homies getting busted for violent crimes, right? And when they got start going to jail for violent crimes, the graffiti stuff goes right out the window. You're just getting labeled as a gang, you know what I mean? So that was boot camp for me growing up. But that's because I grew up on the block, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I went out looking for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no choice.
No choice. Yeah, and I like I said, I liked the whole hip hop thing, and the graffiti part was a part of it. You know what I mean? And I used to go out riding, and that's how I met a lot of these dudes, right, from OFA, because they were older than me. But I would be in a skateboard, I'd be around the neighborhood. I don't know how I ended up with markers and spray cans. I'd be writing on walls, and hey, what are you doing, little fool? And then, you know, I befriended them, and you know, and then that's how we went. You know what I mean? So, you know, I was running the streets with them since I was like 8 years old. You know what I mean? 7 years old.
A baby.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I grew up really fast.
I mean, motherfuckers, it's hard for some people to wrap their head around that, dog. When someone like you says, man, I grew up since I was 7, 8. You know what I mean? Like, you still a baby, my G.
When I think, because I have a son now that's gonna be 7. And when I see him, it's like, man, he's so innocent. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was I doing in the streets? Like, I still try to wrap my head around it. Like, yo, I should not have been out there seeing the stuff I was seeing, exposed to the stuff I was exposed to, you know what I'm saying? But it was just part of the environment. I'm fortunate enough to not be in an environment like that, and my son is not growing up in that environment. Not to say he can't down the road, you know, mess up and fall into some other, you know, downfalls and have some stumbles in life, but as far as like the gang stuff and that thing, he's completely removed from that. You know what I mean? So
as he should.
Yeah. So
as he should. Pops has already been down that road.
Yeah.
Why does he need to go down that road?
Yeah, I don't want that whole, I want my kids to grow up like me or you know, like, you know, struggle makes you for sure. You know, the struggle, being in tough situations, that makes you, and it makes you, you know, want to persevere, you know, and want better. You know what I mean? Like I said, I didn't grow up poor for most of my life, but there was a time, yes, when I reached my teenage years, things got rough. You know what I'm saying? Moms was no longer making bread like that. You know what I mean? And things got tough. You know what I mean? And but those tough times made me want more. You know what I mean? Because I was rolling, like I said, you know, by the time I'm 15, 16, the homies already, you know, they're going to juvie for violent crimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough, all I ever went to was detention in school, you know what I mean? That's as far as I got into trouble, go face the coroner, you know what I mean? I was able to dodge most of that stuff, but my friends weren't, you know what I mean? So I would see them and I'd be like, man, you know, in my head I'm thinking like, I don't want that, you know what I mean? I really don't, you know what I'm saying? But I was just, you know, those were my friends, and I was fortunate enough to dodge a lot of that stuff, but it doesn't mean I didn't go through hard times, you know what I'm saying? Like when I would tell you, like, the homies that would sleep in the streets, sometimes I would sleep in the streets with them, not because I had to, it was by choice, you know what I'm saying? Like I could have gone home, sometimes I would go home, like at 3, 4 in the morning, I'd be like, fuck that, all right, I'm going, you know what I mean? Yeah. But sometimes you would stay there with them, you know what I mean? Just, I don't know, out of empathy maybe, or, you know what I'm saying? But, so I know how that feels too, you know what I'm saying? And that's what makes you, I think, you know what I mean? The struggle has helped me, you know what I'm saying? Just want more, you know what I mean? And
your environment.
Yeah, man, because you know, when you have it all and you continue to have it all growing up, you don't appreciate nothing in life, you know what I'm saying? You just grow up entitled, you know what I mean? And just spoiled, you know what I'm saying? And those people usually don't, you know, have a hard time growing up. They go through all
horrible people, don't
depression and all that all that stuff, which is a serious thing, but
on the Skittles.
Yeah, so So yeah, the struggle, man, it really helped me grow up. I grew up, like I said, it was a little too fast, but you know, I don't regret it. You know what I mean? I learned a lot.
You know what? I don't want my kids to grow up with a callus and be like, oh, they went through this shit so they can survive anything. Nah, I want my kids to grow up with fucking tools, my G, and education, dog.
Absolutely.
Tools and education, dog. Matter of fact, you don't need the fucking scars and all this other crazy, this mental fucked up shit. You know what I mean? Let's give you the tools. Let's give you the education. You know what I mean? Let's figure this shit out. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I do with my little ones now. Now, mind you, I got older kids as well too, dog. That damn, homie, I fucked it up, bro. I fucked it up, dog. And sometimes they remind me. You know what I mean?
And you're back in school yourself?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that. That's dope, man. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, I go to UCLA and I go to an electrical unit. I'm a 5th year electrical apprentice for the IBW Local 11.
Dope.
Which is really hard, bro, comparison to UCLA is cake, dog. You know what I mean? But electrical union, dog, it's 5 years of school and it's just grueling math formulas, bro. You know what I mean? I was at 20 some years old and I was still counting on my fingers. You feel me, dog? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know, I was
at least you're counting.
Yeah, math was never my strong point, dog. But yeah, you know what I mean? I'm trying to like you know, better late than never, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You
so
know?
yeah, man, that's what it was like, you know, as far as those years as a kid, yeah, we grew up, you know what I mean, with fake kids, you know, a bunch of runaways and kids from the local neighborhood that were, you know, going through their own shares of trouble, you know what I mean? And we made the best of it. It was fun, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? It was fun, to say the least.
Yeah, and so you spoke on just like some of your friends. You started seeing them going to the juvie. You started seeing them get busted for serious crimes. And so at this point in your life, is this just kind of like, you know, all the warning signs that, hey, I need to take a step back. I need to reroute this energy that I got right here. Like, how did you maneuver that?
Bro, yeah. American me scared me. Yeah, when that came out, right, I was like, I don't want to go to jail, dog. I'm cool. You know
I don't want to get raped.
Like, fuck that. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
Right? So, but you know what? Like I said, I always loved the hip hop, right? And I was intrigued. Like I said, I grew up with DJs. Like my neighbor was a DJ. My neighbor across the street was an old school disco DJ. You know what I mean? So, and down the block there was DJs. So I was surrounded by it. So I was always intrigued by it. I always wanted to learn how to make beats. I always wanted to learn how to rap as a kid, right? I'll tell you a story. There was my mom would have these friends that would come visit her from Miami, and this lady would always bring her daughter and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was from New York. This cat from New York, right? And we had a DJ system. It was my brother's. My brother had a cold DJ system. You know what I mean? He was spoiled before he was a spoiled guy. You know what I mean? So mom hooked him up. You know, he had a Newmark PPD when they first came out. Some Technique 1200 serving Vegas speakers. You know, amps. Just mad crates, record shopping every weekend, you know what I mean, DMCs and stuff like that. So I used to like messing with it, you know what I mean, because he would go through phases. He wanted to be a DJ, then he got into low riding. So I was like, cool, I'll keep the turntables. Yeah. So, you know, so when her friends would come and her daughter's boyfriend seen it, he was like, oh man, y'all DJ like hip hop? I was like, yeah. He would always talk to me. You know, I used to ask a lot more questions when I was young. I used to be a little bit more outgoing. So I'd be like, yeah, man, you from New York? Oh, cool, because he was from New York. So he's like, you ever heard of this rapper? He's like, nah, you know, and you know, just, you know, whatever. My brother had like Rakim and the EPMDs, but I had never heard like a really cool G rap and the whole Juice Crew and stuff like that. And he lied to me. He told me he was Master Ace, right? Like, yo, they call me Master Ace. I was like, cool. And then, you know, he would write rhymes for me. He would write raps, right? And I was probably like 10, 11 years old. He'd write raps for me every time he would come. And I remember one time asking him, like, yo, let me see your picture. Let me see like an album. And he brought me, I forgot whose album was, but when you opened it, it was like the whole Juice Crew was, you know, inside the artwork. And he tells me, man, I was standing right here in the middle, dog, but I cut out of the picture. You know what I'm saying? But I'm right there. But he bullshitted me, you know what I mean? When I grew up, obviously I knew it was a lie. So yeah. I always wanted to learn how to rap. Even so that made me want to learn even more. You know what I mean? So I would mess around and, you know, freestyle and like DJ. Then my brother really got into low riding and the DJ system was gone. You know what I mean? He needed some new Daytons and hydraulics. You know what I'm saying? The DJ Steve, that shit was done. So
pawn shop.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
And so I continued on and that love for it, in my head I always thought like, yo, I think I can make it. You know, just dreams, right? And I'd be like, yo, I can make it. So as we got older and I'm seeing the trouble, I'm like, man, like I really don't want to go down that route. And fortunately, there was some homies in the neighborhood that rapped. They weren't part of the hood. They weren't gang members, but they grew up there. But they were straight hip hop heads. You know what I'm saying? Just East Coast stuff. You know that whole I don't like West Coast thing. You know what I mean? I love East Coast rap. You know those kind of dudes, right?
Yeah.
And they knew I would rap. Shout out to the homie Big John, man. I ain't seen him in years, but he started coming to look for me. And he would look for me like, yo, let's go hang out with these dudes. You know, he'd take me to kick it with some cats in South Central, and all they did was rap. But I'm still kind of more like, man, I don't really want to be here. I'd rather be on the block. You know what I'm saying? Because I just didn't know. You know what I mean? I just thought I was doing it for fun and little dreams. You know what I mean? And these guys were actually good. And they were older, you know what I mean? And they were really good. So he's really the one that took me on that journey. Well, he started, right? And having them believe in me made me be like a little more confident, like, cool, right? Like, yeah, all right, I'm getting better. And then, you know, things started, you know, getting more serious in the neighborhood. We're talking about this now like 96, 97, right? And that was a very turbulent time in the streets, right?
Yes, sir.
So mind you, like I said, my friends, or especially my circle of friends, there's 5, 6 of us that would really hang out the most, right? They started, catching serious cases. Mind you, they were still juveniles, so they would get out. They would beat charges or whatever it was, they would get out. But a couple of them were on they were on the watch list. You got to remember, we were patrolled by Rampart, right?
Yeah.
The infamous Rampart, right? So they hated some of the homies, you know what I mean? So a couple of them, once they turned of age, where they could, start going to sending them to county and stuff like that, they washed them up. A couple of them straight up didn't do what they were accused of. They might have done some other stuff, but like some of the crimes that they're busted for now, they didn't do. You know what I mean? So when I started seeing that happen, and this dude's 17 years old and just got 30 with 30 to life and shit like that, I was like, man, once the last one went away, bro, I was like, you know what, dog? I'm cool, man. I went and talked to who I had to talk to and was like, bro, you ain't gonna see me for a while. You know what I mean? I'm cool, man. I ain't gonna kick it. Like, I'm straight. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to do this rap stuff, and I'm gonna be rolling with these cats over here. You know what I mean? And not too long after that is when I kind of, started rolling with Duke and stuff like that, and he took me under his wing and shit.
How did you meet Duke and Jack? Who did you meet first?
I met Jack first, and I've for those who don't know, I've said this little story before a couple of times, but in the neighborhood, we used to have a youth center. Well, it was really a youth center. It was like a fucking rec room, you know what I mean? But all the kids would come and hang out right there in Pico Union Villa. And it's one day, the president of the district brings these 2 cats. And she was like, this is Jack and Jonjo, and they live right here at Torment Park, and other guys knew them, you know what I mean? I didn't know them. And they're like, they rap. And we're like, oh, cool. So they busted rap, dog, and they were good. And so we had that in common. So yeah, me, this little 9-year-old kid, asking him a million questions. Like, oh, you heard of this rap group? Oh, you heard of this rap group? So they're bugging out. You know what I mean? That I knew that. So Jack was the first person I met, you know what I mean? And then I'd bump into him throughout. And then my brother was hanging out with Duke, you know what I mean? Because of the low riding stuff, you know what I mean? So then I met Duke, and he really didn't even know if I was good at rapping or not. He just knew I liked to get faded, dog, and liked to mess around with bras, and that was enough for him, you know what I'm saying? He's like, come on, let's roll, you know what I mean? So I started rolling with Duke, you know what I mean, like that.
That's dope, dog.
Yeah.
Duke back then, he was a wild one, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he was. You know what? He was like a man's man type of person, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of wanted to be around him. He was that dude, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, his energy was good, like, he was a funny guy, you know what I'm saying? Ball buster, you know what I mean? The girls fucking loved him, you know what I mean? So, you wanted to be around somebody like that, you know what I mean? And like I said, I like to get faded, a little outgoing sometimes, and I had a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? So, we'd bring them around, so that's how we started kicking it, you know what I mean? Then, he knew I rapped and made beats because my brother had told him, but I was like, maybe too shy to really show him. So if I was like, yo, let me hear something, you know what I mean? I played him some beats, and he was tripping out. He was like, damn, all right, you made that, that's dope. And then once he heard me rap, he was like, all right, cool, he probably thought there was some potential there, you know what I mean? And that's how that started with him.
And so did they kind of like take you? I mean, you part of the boys now. You part of the circle. You know what I mean? They put you underneath the armpit, so to speak, right?
Yeah. He brought me around, and I seen Jack with, I think it was Peppers or something like that. They were doing a show. Yeah, they were doing a show. Like, their album was about to come out. The first album was about to come out. So I pull up, and I hadn't seen Jack in years, and I was like, yo. I walk up to him like, yo, man, what's up, man? You remember me? Mind you, he hasn't seen me. He see me pre-puberty, right? So I had stretched out, a little fat, short kid. He had to see me like grow or nothing like that, right? So now walking like, yo, man, it's me, it's me, Richie. And he was like, nah, you know what I mean? So he, tripped out, and that was the first time I'd seen him in maybe like 4 years. But motherfucker changes from 13 to fucking 17, 18, right? So that's when I seen him, and then I started meeting the rest of the crew, you know what I mean? The rest of the, the whole 6 Side family, and it's pretty much been history since, and that's how I met Crow. That was my partner in Street Platoon. I met him through Jack, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, dope.
He was originally from the San Fernando Valley, you know what I mean? And they used to, fools always used to get bussed out to school, right? Fools from LA would get bussed out to the Valley to go to school. Yeah. So that's some of the homies would get bussed out, and they met him out there, and he would come to the neighborhood, and he was really good at rapping, you know what I mean? So he developed a friendship with Jack, and they kept in contact. So when it was, when they had the opportunity to put people on, they introduced us. And, we started building, the chemistry was there, and that became like my big brother. And then, we just kept recording, you know what I mean? And that's how the Street Platoon was formed.
That's dope, dog.
Which was a name that was given to us by Duke. He blessed us with that name,
He blessed you with that name. What name, did you guys have a name before that?
Man, dude, yeah. The one we were gonna roll with was, it was called Phonetic Clips, right? I don't know what we were thinking.
You on your East Coast
And
shit, man.
yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we tell dude like, yo, we got a name, and we're like, well, he's like, well, what's that? We were like, Phonetic Clips, and he looks at us, he's like, what are you gonna spell that with a Z at the end? You know? And we're like, oh shit, all right, cool. But you got something better? He's like, yeah. He pulls out his little notebook, all his concepts and stuff like that. And he's like, what about Street Platoon? I was like, you're like, yeah, all right.
Like,
cool.
yeah, that's just hard.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And it's stuck, you know?
Yeah, that's dope, bro. So I remember when Jack and Duke came out with the first album. Obviously, you know what I mean. We all listen to Be Real, right? We listen to Cypress Hill, and I saw them perform at the House of Blues in '98 on Sunset.
Yeah.
So I was already hearing them before that. You know what I mean? They were blowing the fuck up in LA, bro. You know what I mean? Right, Psycho Realm, right? You know what I mean? And then I seen them perform, dog, and I remember I was right there in the front. I was like almost in the front row. I was with a bunch of my homeboys from my hood, dog, you know what I mean? And I remember just watching Duke, dog, and Duke was just like, he was just doing this with his shit and just like, he was just fucking just killing it. And then Jack came in with his fucking precision, his fucking just like, ka, ka, ka. You know what I mean? And I was just like, damn. These are the like the homie rap gods right here. You know what I mean?
I was probably in the background drunk, trying to sneak on stage. You know what I mean?
You were probably there too, right? You know what I mean?
I was there for sure.
Yeah, but I was just like, cause I always gravitated to the dark shit, dog. You know what I mean? I like the, you know what I mean, that DMX, that hell is dark and hot, whatever the, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And so. We didn't really have nothing, bro. Yeah. We didn't have nothing as homies, bro. We had shit, dog, but I really believe, and I don't want to talk smack, but I really believe the homies were just trying to figure their shit out, dog. You know what I mean? Back then with music, you know what I mean? But Duke and Jack, bro, they're motherfucking aliens, bro.
Yeah.
They from another planet, dog. They came with this stilo that nobody had, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you know, and then they were just gangstered up, dog. Right. Jack had the Loke sign always, you know what I mean? And anyways, bro, like that's when I fell in love with underground hip hop. That's when I fell in love with Psycho Realm. And then Street Platoon was introduced, dog, you know what I mean? And I said, oh shit, all right, okay, CYNIC, this dude Crow right here, oh, these fools are hard, dog. I mean, you know, it was back then, it was really like small pickings, dog, you know what I mean? When it came to like, you know what I mean? Really fucking with the, supporting the homies and the music. To me, that's just my opinion, bro, you know what I mean? You know, but with the caliber where the homies are at now, bro, is they killing it, bro. Yeah. They're killing it.
At the time, they were, like I said, man, there wasn't too many. Like as far as like Latinos that were trying to just do rap, you know what I mean? We weren't trying to get boxed in or, you know, just or trying to spit like Spanish words or rap to the fucking oldie sample, you know what I mean? I mean, nothing wrong with oldie samples, but they got to be hard and dark, you know what I mean? But so there was very few of us, like I said earlier, you know what I mean? Like there was like 2 or 3 cats in the neighborhood, and that's not including Jack and Duke, you know what I mean? These are just other cats from the neighborhood that rap, that were on some just hip hop stuff. And we would have to, like I said, go to South Central to meet up with these other cats that were also just doing hip hop things, you know what I mean? So it was very few of us at that time, you know what I mean? Not only were there not too many Latinos rapping, especially not doing it the way we wanted to do it, you know what I mean? Because we were just influenced, because going back to what we grew up listening to, it was either, like in the POU, it was either classic rock, like corridos, or like cumbias and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then hip hop, you know what I mean? And there wasn't much Chicano rap in the neighborhood, surprisingly, not in our side of the block, you know what I mean? All the homies for all the Killer Bees, there's a reason why they adopted the name Killer Bees, because they were all like Wu-Tang fans. These fools were gangbanging to the Jizz of the Liquid Swords, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they were going on missions to, bumping Mobb Deep. When you were listening like to Mobb Deep, they were talking about 12th Street and 14th Street. These are all streets in our neighborhood, right? So it was like, we could relate to that. And it was just dark, murderous stuff, you know what I mean? Just different, you know what I mean? So our side of the block was really like, you know, hip hop orientated, you know what I mean?
And so what was the transition, bro, from, okay, so you meet Duke and you meet Jack, and so, you know, they're like, hey, you know what I mean? They fucking with you, you part of the circle, dog. I mean, when the Street Platoons, they're like, you know what, all right, cool, let's get your shit cracking. I mean, so let me just tell this real quick. during this time, bro, this era, bro, I'm in and out of prison, dog. I'm in and out of prison. So back then it was cassette tapes and, you know what I mean? And then we went to CDs, dog. But, you know, there was no internet, dog. There was none of that shit. So, I mean, when you get out of the penitentiary, you know, I mean, you hit the streets, dog. I mean, you see what's out there, dog. And I always went looking for, you know, any Psycho Realm, any Street Platoon, any Symphony, you know what I mean? The Terror tapes on me, so on and so forth. But anyways, when did the transition happen with Street Platoons, with the first album? Was it after Duke got shot or was it before the album?
Yeah, well, it was before Duke got shot. It was like right when the first album dropped, like I said, that's when they introduced Crow and myself to each other. And we started recording demos, right? We were recording stuff, and you know, it was okay, and we just kept recording things. And in the middle of that is when the homie got shot, right?
Okay.
And you know, things just, you know, obviously took a pause, and it was kind of like, you know, just the shit got thrown like it was mayhem, or you know, just a whirlwind of fucking who knows of uncertainty, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? We were like, damn, okay, well, what's next? You know. This is, you know, it's pretty tragic, right? So me and Crow kept recording, and we had the homie TRT, rest in peace, fortunately was enough, and he kind of started working with us as far as like recording us, like kind of like producing us, like, oh, you know, just, you know, do that again, you know what I mean? Because obviously the brother Jack was, you know, taking his time, right?
Yeah.
So we kept recording, you know what I mean? At the time, we were recording on a 4-track, right? We went from a 4-track to an 8-at, you know what I mean? And then to Pro Tools. That's when Pro Tools 4 had, you know, we got our hands on the Pro Tools system. This is like 2000, 2001. And we were recording. And then we started doing a bunch of shows throughout the city, because that's one thing, you know, Jack and mostly Duke was always like, man, you guys need to do shows, right, to develop that stage presence. Because they had let me on stage with them once or twice, bro, but I'm in the back like, yeah, I don't know what to do, right? Just, you know, fucking shy and, you know what I mean, just stuck. So we started doing a bunch of shows, you know, local stuff, you know, the Coke and the Teaser. It used to be called Coke and the Teaser in Hollywood, and like the Key Club, and a bunch of other little hole in the walls, you know what I'm saying? And that's how, you know, we just repetition, right? Just practicing, getting better. But so as we're doing shows, people are asking us for music. They're like, yo, it's pretty dope, man. You guys got an album or anything? We're like, nah, we don't. So we just had a bunch of demos, you know what I mean? Would be considered demos. So we were like, you know what? We should put something together, you know, and start selling at the shows. And so we did that. We picked some of the best songs we had. It was all mostly produced by Crow and TRT. We had like one beat on there from Jack, and got some artwork, pressed it up, and every time we hit the show, boom, we started getting it out. And that was pretty much the transition, and that's how we did our thing. You know what I mean? We went from performing in front of 25 people to 500 people, but it took years. Don't get me wrong. We started doing shows like in 2000. You know what I mean? And it took like 2004 for it to really like, okay, you know what I mean? And it's funny because those things happen like that. It goes from nobody to people there. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you show up one day thinking, it's going to be the same 50 people. And now you're like, there's like 400 people. And you're like, whoa, all right, this is dope. You know what I mean? And and then we continued on with our 6 Symphonies journey from there.
Okay. So that demo that you're passing around, what Street Platoon album do I have, bro?
That's the Still Storm. That's the only
one. Still
one.
Storm. That's the only one, right? Yeah.
Those all demos, man. You know what I'm saying?
So that was
raw.
So that was the actual demo then.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we mixed it on our own. Like we didn't have a budget or nothing like that. Like I said, TRT mixed it with whatever little plugins that came with Pro Tools at the time, and we just put it out, man. You know, like I said, that's why it's very raw. It's not polished. You know what I'm saying? That's why you could hear us like progressing with every like record we put out. You know what I mean? Because it was just so raw. You know what I mean?
And so you have this demo. I mean, you went from 50 to 500 people at the shows and shit, which is a beautiful thing, dog. Because nothing's worse than doing an underground hip hop show and there's nothing but fucking performers in the audience, dog. You know what I mean? I've experienced that shit before. But so Jackson, you doing your thing, Jack?
Yeah, man. Jack, like I said, he was kind of just playing the sidelines. You know what I mean? Going through the motions. You know what I mean? And once he seen that, he started to get inspired. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, he's coming to support the shows, but there's not too many people, so there's nothing really making him want to jump on stage besides the passion. You know what I'm saying? And once the numbers started getting bigger, and, you know, we were like, yo, man, maybe you should jump on stage with us. Maybe we could back you up. You know, we'll do Cycle City Blocks with you or something. You know what I mean? I think they would really enjoy it. And he was like, yeah, I'm down. And, you know, like I said, there was people there, so that pumped him up, and then he started jumping on stage with us, you know what I mean? And that was his way back, you know what I mean? And that inspired him to finish the Psycho music they had laying around still, which was
Volume 1?
Yeah, the book 1 and the book 2.
Yeah.
You know, that inspired him. He finished mixing it, we put it out, you know what I mean? We helped him, we didn't help him, we just featured on book 2, like me and Crow were on there. I think Crow might have had a beat, I think, maybe 1 or 2. And yeah, so he put them out, and that's how we created the whole. Actually, the name Six Symphonies and Drug Lab, that's something we created with Duke. You know, what I mean, one day we were sitting around, we were like, man, what name are we gonna come up with, like, for us? You know, and Crow was another one that was very similar to Duke as far as like having just a shitload of concepts, dog. These dudes had notebooks, bro, of just ideas, dope ideas. You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, you know, I got this name as far as for the production team, the Drug Lab. You know what I mean? Because we all made beats. I made beats, Crow made beats, Jack made beats, Duke made beats, TRT made beats. So we were like, yo, let's be the Drug Lab. And the cool, that stuck. And they were like, all right, what about for like a crew of rappers or whatever? And it was like, you know, Crow also came up with the name Six Symphonies. And we're like, dope, you know what I mean? Because we're already using the initials for the Six side. That's something, you know what I mean? They didn't coin that, you know what I mean? That comes from the streets, obviously, but
yeah,
we just took the initials and, you know, Six Symphonies, you know what I mean? So that's something we created together. We were actually sitting in a room like this and came up with it, you know what I mean?
And so there was a point in time where Jack was like, hey, bro, you know what I mean? What's cracking, dog? Let's get this Six Symphonies. Let's do this fucking project right here.
Yeah, so we put out the Still Storm, right? And me and Crow were working on the next album, right? And we started recording songs, getting it together. And then, you know, Jack started jumping on stuff. And we start, you know, he's recording with us too. So instead of having him just join us and be like Street Platoon together, we did the Six Symphonies album, which was the Six-Side Volume 1, I believe, Six-Side Stories Volume 1 or something like that. I forget the titles to my old albums, right? And so we were like, cool, so we're recording, and, you know, we put that out. And, you know, we got a little distribution deal. We're doing more shows. Now we're getting offers, you know what I'm saying, to go to Europe, you know what I'm saying, to go to Japan.
That's where the money's at, huh? You
know, that's when, you know, yeah, we start getting paid. I think the first place we went together was Japan. You know, we went to Japan, and he's jumping on stage with us, and we had to develop a whole set, right? Because obviously, you know, Duke's missing, B-Real's missing, so we had to figure it out, like edit songs. Okay, we'll help, like Crow, you'll do Duke's verse on this part, I'll do it on this song, we'll do it together on this song, you know what I'm saying? And so that's how that formed. You know, we put out the record, the Six-Side Stories, which was different, you know what I mean, obviously from the Psycho Realm stuff as far as like the sound, and that's because it was produced by all of us. Like I had a couple of beats on there, Crow had some beats, TRT, I think Jack had like a couple beats on there too, so it was a, you know, almost like a compilation within the crew, you know what I mean, but it was definitely just, you know, all of us put in on that project, you know what I mean, and it did cool, it did good, you know what I mean, it did good, it put us on the road, and right when we dropped that record, my partner Crow decides to take another route in life, you know what I mean? He was like, yo, you know, we had just signed a deal. I still remember it too, not to put him on blast, but we were out at dinner, dog. We just signed it, we were like all happy, like, yeah, dog, you know, we got distribution, dude, cool, it's gonna come out. And about an hour later, he was like, hey man, I want to tell you guys something, man, I think I'm cool, you know? What? I want to try something else in life. Cause he's like that, you know what I mean? This dude's just a smart guy, you know what I mean? And you just can't box a mind like that in, you know what I'm saying?
Can't box a monster in.
Nah, man, a complex mind like that, just a complex thinker like him, you can't just keep him. You can't pigeonhole him into one thing, you know what I mean? And he wanted to explore something else, so we're not haters. We're not gonna be like, no, dude, like, how could you? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, real shit though, dog. Like, what, after getting distribution, after getting basically a record deal, bro, what more can come into your life to make you feel like, you know what? Nah, I'm good with this shit, dog. I'm gonna go work at motherfucking Little Caesars. I mean, what the fuck was it? Can you put it out there? What did he want to go do, bro?
He was fucking editing porn.
Oh, sex!
Nah, but he was doing that too. Nah, he just wanted to try something else in life. You know what I mean? Ooh, he was shout out to
fuck everything up.
Man, he got me a job. I was doing a quality control for this one porn company for a long time too, before things started jumping off. Man, that was interesting.
What is quality control, bro?
All I had to do was make sure because they were still doing VHS, bro. And I'm talking about, you know, this was hundreds and thousands of copies who would go out, and you're thinking like, bro, who watches this, dog? Like, who buys this shit, right? So it was just making sure everything was recording, you know what I mean? And that's it. You know what I mean? Record, oh, cool, all right, it's recording.
I mean, when I think of quality control in the adult industry, I'm thinking making sure you're going around making sure the pussy smell right. You know
I wasn't fluffing nobody.
No, I ain't gonna hit you with a fluffer, dog. I ain't gonna hit you with. We got Casey right there for that, dog. I mean, Casey just walked into the building. He's the master fluffer. But I'm quality control. You know what I mean? Like, hold on, girl, you gotta shave that shit,
bro. It was just fucking push a button, make sure it's recording, bro, and that's it. Eject all the fucking tapes. You know what I mean? And label them. You know what I mean?
I mean, what kind of? I mean,
probably the only job I've ever had in my life.
I could never work in an environment like that because I'd be a jack off machine, dog. I'd be like, I'm gonna get on it right now. Hold on.
You would leave. I would leave work, dog, like. Looking for her. No.
Looking for a dark alley in Jack Hill.
Where's she at?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, so he wanted to try something else, man, and like we said, we were like, cool, man, however we felt, you know what I mean? Obviously, we wanted to be like, no, dude, like stay, you know what I mean? You're too good. You're really dope, dog. What are you doing? But it was like, all right, man, we respect that. You know what I mean? And then he went about it, man. The brother's he's a fireman now, a fire chief or something, you know what I mean? Captain. So he's doing good. He's all right.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Shout out to my brother Crow, man.
Yeah, shout out to Crow, dog. I mean, you know what, bro? I fought fires in a prison fire camp, bro. And after that, bro, I had a whole newfound respect for firefighters. Bro.
Oh, you were slave labor, huh?
Yeah,
cheap labor.
I was on that motherfucking CDC crew, baby, cutting the line with the motherfucking McLeod and the Pulaski and all that shit. I mean, trees were falling all over the goddamn place, dog. I was just like, whoa, this is some real dangerous shit. This is almost worse than the streets, dog. You know what I mean? Because you always had to look. You had to watch out because cats on the fire crews were getting hit by trees, homie. Yeah. Because you look at a tree and you be like, damn, that shit is burning right in the middle and shit. Like, how is that still standing up? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And eventually they would fall down. I've been on some serious forest fighters, bro.
That's good. At least you were in a fire camp. That's good.
Yeah, I did it.
That means your points were low, huh?
Yeah, my points were low at the time. That was 18 going to the penitentiary, Susanville State Prison at the time, dog. You know what I mean? But that's gotta be a kick in the nuts though, dog. Crow. You celebrating, and then one of the motherfucking, one of the main gears to this mechanism right here is talking about he's gonna go on vacation. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, man. So he's like, all right, cool, you're gone. All right, no problem. I guess we gotta figure this out again.
As soon as he leaves, it's like, man, fuck Crow.
Yeah, asshole. Yeah. So we were like, all right, we gotta figure this out again, right? So I was like, man, what are we gonna do? So at the time, mixtapes were hot, right? Mixtapes were the big thing. You know, everybody was putting out a mixtape. You know, G-Unit and them dudes were killing it with that, so everybody's following suit. So I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do? At the time, I was fully into rapping. I love rapping, you know what I mean? So I was at the studio all the time, either making beats or writing verses, writing hooks, whatever it was. So I also figured, you know what, I'll do a mixtape, you know? So I started recording, songs to other people's beats, you know what I mean? Just doing that whole thing, thinking, all right, I might as well put this out. You know, I'll put some solo stuff out. One day I'm on the phone with Jack. I still kind of remember the conversation. And we were just shooting the breeze. We were like, yo, fuck, what are we gonna do now? I was like, man, well, I'm recording this mixtape, you know? And I was like, you want to jump on it? And he was like, yeah, I'll jump on it. I was like, you know what, why don't we just do it together? You know, because he was thinking, I'm gonna do this, I'll do the same thing. Y'all do one too. We're like, well, let's do it together. Yeah. Cool. And at the time, where I got the name from, right, mind you, this is like 2005, 2006, right? We're in the middle of this war in Afghanistan and Iraq. Yeah. And those terror tapes are being released like crazy, where they're decapitating people's heads, right? And everything in the media is like the terror tapes, you know? So I was like, you know, it'd be a good concept. I'm gonna take that name and just flip it on some hip hop stuff, like terrorizing other people's beats. You know what I mean? That was my idea to it. And we'll call it terror tapes. You know what I mean? Just rapping over other people's stuff. And Jack was like, cool, let's do it. You know what I mean? Let's roll with it. So that's the project me and him got into. It was about 70% other people's beats, and like, you know, the remainder, 30% was probably like original production for myself in St. Louis.
From Concrete Saints.
Yeah, from the Concrete Saints. He's also part of the Drug Lab. Yeah. Dope keyboard player, really good musician. So we recorded that and we put it out. You know what I mean? That was the following project. You know what I mean? That was us just trying to figure out what was next. And so we put it out, and you know, we had a lot. That's the thing. We don't do too many features with other rappers. That gave us an opportunity to rock with other dudes. You know what I'm saying? On that Terror Tapes, we had Chase Infinite from Self-Scientific, Planet Asia, The Far Eye. Who else is on there? Your Boy. And Bacardi Rhyme from the Saints, you know what I mean? And so that gave us a chance to, rap with these gentlemen. You know what I mean?
I think this is just my opinion, bro, but I think that Terror Tapes Volume 1 is one of the best bodies of work that you have. That's just my opinion, though, because I fucking love that shit. I got that shit on.
I agree with you.
I got that shit on sick-ass rotation. There was a homie that was telling me, he's like, no, Volume 2 is better. I'm like, nah, my boy, Volume 1 is a motherfucking classic from beginning to end, dog.
I think we were on a good one at that time. Well, at least I know I was just really into rapping, man. I just was writing verses like crazy. And I was experimenting with not writing verses, not writing the words on paper, right? Because, I knew Biggie did that. Like I heard Jay-Z wouldn't write his raps. As far as like, not freestyling, because people get that confused. It's not like they were going in the booth and fucking like, oh, turn on the mic, let me see, whatever, mumble rap until something comes out. Like these dudes were composing in their mind. You know what I'm saying? They were really writing in their brain.
That's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying? And I finally seen one person do it in front of me, which was like, and it blew me away, right? I seen Everlast do it. You know what I mean? I would happen to tag along to a studio session, and they were doing a record. It was Be Real, Everlast. It was like a crew cut, right? And Jack jumped on it, so I went with him. And Everlast was just sitting around and mumbling. You know what I mean? And it was like, oh, and I heard he didn't write his raps, but I had never seen it done in front of me.
You wasn't sure if it was real or not.
So I knew people did, but yeah. So when he's composing in his mind, and he goes in the booth and he drops this dope 16. You know what I'm saying? It was mind blowing to me. It's like, yo, this dude didn't write a fucking word, and it's not. And it makes perfect sense, you know what I'm saying? Like he's hitting pockets, not everything's clear, you know what I'm saying? If he had to redo it again, every time he dropped it, it was the same way. So it was just inspiring, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what? I have very limited vocabulary, right? That's why I curse a lot, you know what I mean? I lack the vocal, right? So I was like, I think I could probably do it. It's not like I have complex words and stuff like that I'm not gonna remember. So I was practicing that a lot during Terror Tapes. A lot of those verses I didn't write. None of them I wrote. You know what I'm saying? I was just sitting there doing the same thing, smoking. You come up with 2 bars and you repeat them over and over. Then you start doing the next 2 and you repeat them over and over. You keep repeating them, and then you just, next thing you got a verse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's actually a technique behind it.
Yeah.
There's actually like a formula of how to do it. Like, yeah, bro, that's fucking amazing, dog. That Terror Tapes. What was the project that Everlast did with? He had Sick Jack and he had that one dude. What's the project that he did?
War Porn?
War Porn. There
Yeah.
you go. Was that the War Porn you talking about?
No, this was
Way before that.
way before that.
Yeah, way
you know
before
what I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah.
This was way before that. Like I said, we put out that Terror Tapes 1, I think like in 2006 or something. So
Yeah.
it was like 2005 or something, you know what I mean? So shout out to Everlast, man. He inspired the brother not to write raps, you know what I mean?
That fool's a G, huh?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
fool's an OG, dog.
Yeah.
Shout out to Everlast, dog.
And you what's the trip about not writing raps, not to cut you off, brother?
No.
You come up with different flows, different pocket, right? Because sometimes when you're writing, you might tend to throw in too many words and you don't realize it until you're probably recording it or something. You'll be like, well, that didn't fit. You know what I mean? I got to take that word out, or, I got to stretch this word, however that is, right? The rhythm is different. When you're composing like that in your mind, it has to be more flowish, more melodic, right? Because you want to remember. You don't want to be too complex. Even though, it happens sometimes and you pull it off, you're like, damn, that was pretty complicated for not writing a word. So the flow is different from when you don't write it to when you write it. You know what I mean? Because after, by Terror Tapes 2 and a lot of the project we did with DJ Muggs, I went back to writing. You know what I'm saying? But all Terror Tapes 1, it was like that. You know what I mean?
You know Frankie Knuckles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my boy right there. I was in the studio with him one time. It was some time ago. I was trying to be a rapper, dog. On the roast, you heard the jokes, dog. That you know what I mean. My rap career lasted as long as I do in bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
Shout out to all them motherfuckers.
Oh,
They ain't lying.
That was a cold roast session right there.
Nah, it was
boy.
good, baby.
They cut you off from YouTube or what?
Yeah, they did. They kicked me out, dog. But they kicked us out, dog. But I was with Frankie. You know what I mean? Frankie's a good friend of mine and shit, dog. And Frankie, you know what I mean, took me to Duke's house and he kind of introduced me to you know what I mean, just different people or whatnot, dog. But Frankie would always be like, you got too many words, dog. But anyways, I want to ask you this, bro. Jack is a machine, bro.
Absolutely.
That dude is a motherfucking machine. I mean, when you're in the studio with a machine like Jack, dog, like how is it? What is the vibe, bro, when you and Jack are in the studio? When you guys started getting in that studio and pumping out these Terror Tapes, you know what I mean, and everything else you guys done together. Like what is the vibe working with Jack, bro?
Always dope. I always try to finish before him. You know what I mean? Because I want
the competition right?
I want to rap before him too. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know he's gonna kill it, and I don't want to follow him up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it's dope. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know he's gonna come with it. You know what I mean? Personally, I try not to think about it too much. Because if I start thinking like, damn, all right, I got to make sure my verse is like super on point. Because I know his is gonna be. It might make me stumble. You know what I mean? And I might get stuck. The words might not come.
Don't put the pressure on yourself.
No, you know what I mean? But obviously in my subconscious, I know I better come with it. You know what I'm saying? And the downside to maybe finishing a verse first or having a verse already recorded, like when he walks into the lab, is that he gets to hear my shit. You know what I mean? And he's like, and he might be like, okay, if he thinks that I killed it, now he's thinking like, damn, I got to murder this fool. You know what I mean? And then he comes with it and it's like, oh, great. You know what I'm saying? This fool just murdered it.
I mean, it's a friendly competition. And I've heard cats before said, oh, no, I don't compete with my boys in the studio. Like,
man,
nah, my boy, you fucking up, dog.
Yeah,
you go in the studio, dog, and you trying to outdo each other, dog, every time,
It's an unsaid thing.
Absolutely.
I think we know that.
Yeah,
you know
I mean, how do you feel when you walk out, when you walking out the booth, dog, you just put a fire-ass verse, bro, and you know that shit is fire as fuck, bro, and you walk out, and how you looking at Jack? You looking at him a little different way,
hey,
like
just a little smile.
Yeah,
and then he smiles back and be like, okay, all right.
Yeah, right.
All right. That's what we have. You know, and they go in. That's probably the same thing between him and Duke. They would have that, and they're brothers. But you know, now they're that sibling competition, but also a rapper thing. You know what I mean? Because you always want to outdo the next man. You know what I'm saying? In the most respectful way. You know what I mean? But that's your job, right? Your job is to sound good. And if you sound good, you're gonna make the other homie sound better. You know what I mean? In case if he's slacking a little bit, you pick it up. You know what I mean?
You know, bro, I want to take a quick break, dog. And after the break, I want to ask you about that song, Los Angeles with Flycat.
All right.
Because I feel like that song right there, bro, with the way you guys collaborate on that song, that should be like a fucking double platinum single, dog. You know what I mean? In my books, that's like one of the greatest. I mean, you guys have plenty of great songs, dog, but just that one right there, that energy.
That one touches.
Oh, my God, dog. I mean, but let's take a quick break, everybody, and we're going to be back with CYNIC. You know what I mean? I got to take a leak, dog. And then you brought some blunts right here, huh?
Yeah, we're going to smoke right now. I didn't want to start smoking too early because then this conversation would have been over in 10 minutes.
Hey, let's take a quick break, everybody.
All right.
Let's see, man.
All right. Shit, hopefully people ain't.
I've been a bad man, yeah, the devil's praying to me, and I help him go and get his way. You kept your word, boy, yeah, the devil said to me, and I can't wait to meet you one day. Yeah, I can't wait to meet you one day.
Hey, 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 hey. Emotions out of focus, I'm crawling at my lowest. Feet hit the streets like a high-speed pursuit. I'm wild when I move, burning to your head, about to tighten up the noose. Bunch of clown faces blowing clouds of the booth. Woof, woof, hooters at the door, now they trying to run up in. I am not a guppy shark, stash everything. Dope in the pussy like a B of A deposit. Baby girl robotic, she gang bang ebonics. Hang with the wolves or you gotta pull your weight. Told the biggest tool, keep one in the chain. This is not a date, dance with the Mex, get your face in the cake.
Yeah, the devil's praying to me, and I help him go and get his way. You kept your word, boy, yeah, the devil said to me, and I can't wait to meet you one day. Yeah, I can't wait to meet you one day.
Hey, 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 hey. Pennies for my thoughts, I still can't make a dollar. Anybody home, Mr. 38 revolver. Holla, Lord, I need change. Heard you heal the hurt, I heard you kill the pain. Homie down the street, you left them dead in the dirt. Now his mama growing grays. Clouds in the skies leave tears on the grave. No smile on the face, just another t-shirt. Small funeral, see his girl when they flirt. Shit still fresh, still smell death. Bunch of drug addicts, can't wait to fuck next. Let the pussy rest, waiting on the prey like a goon in your home. It's 2 in the morning.
Yeah, the devil's praying to me, and I help him go and get his way. You kept your word, boy, yeah, the devil said to me, and I can't wait to
catch the redness in my eyes. The pookie virtualized, got the devil in my mind. The highs, the lows, a suicide note. The drip of the nasal, feel the tip of the razor. I'm tired of the living, I'm tired of the sinning. I wanna be dead, dog, better than these meds. Got my girl gagged, keep acting stupid, gonna throw you through the glass. Broken windows, limo tinted nipple. She crazy, we crazy, another meth baby. I need to sober up, I'm tripping, she waking. I think I need some sleep, I'm losing my mind. Catch me while I leap.
I've been a bad man, yeah, the devil's prayed to me, and I help him go and get his way. You kept your word, boy, yeah, the devil said to me, and I can't wait to meet you one day. Yeah, I can't wait to meet you one day.
Michael, check.
I've been a bad man,
Check 1 2 1 2, baby.
and I help him go and get his way.
Hit that like button.
You kept your word,
Hit that subscribe button.
devil said
That's the only way we grow.
and I can't wait to meet you one day. Yeah, I can't wait to meet you one day.
Yeah, it's but the theme music, bro.
Yeah, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, all right, all right. Bop, bop. There we go, baby. Hey, you know what?
We are back.
We are back. We are back. We are relieved.
Oh, yeah.
We are ready to go. You know what, dog? So, you know what I mean? I'm an underground hip hop head, right? Everybody knows that about me. You know what I mean? So the Los Angeles album you recorded with an Italian dude named Flycat. He's an Italian dude, right?
Yes, el gato.
Yeah,
Gato
yeah.
volador.
Yeah. He seemed like a real fucking trippy dude,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
I mean, bro, what was the process? I mean, who's on that? Bacardi, DJ FM on that? You, Jack, Fly.
I think that's it. I believe so. I don't even know if Bacardi's on that record.
No. What's that other dude's name? The dude that's got the. No, it's not Bacardi. Bacardi's not on that one, dog. Who's that dude it's got the last verse before DJ FM? DJ.
Ah, man, I thought I'm pretty sure that song is just myself, Jack, FM, and Fly. I think so, right? I don't even know, but I believe so. I'm pretty sure it was only those four. You know what I mean? I think we have another song with Flycat that might have somebody else on it, dog. But
What was the process of making that song, dog?
Flycat actually, his partner, they took us out to Italy, man, for the first time.
Was that filmed in Italy?
No, we filmed that here in LA, but this is how we build. This is how we got to doing this record with Fly. However he got in contact with us. I forgot who made that happen, who connected that dot through Jack, and they were like, "Yo, man, these people want to fly us out to Milan. They want to take us to Italy, go rock a show. It's a paid show. This is I think mine and Crow's first time to Europe. You know what I'm saying? And at the time we didn't have a DJ, so it was like, man. Like, who's gonna DJ for us? You know what I'm saying? TRT had just stopped DJing, and we were in limbo as far as that went. So we grabbed this one cat. We go out to Italy. You know, they pick us up. We meet Flycat. Well, I meet him, and he raps and all this stuff. So they treated us great. You know what I mean? It was one of the best times. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just partied. It was dope as hell. So he started coming out to LA. You know what I'm saying? And they would come visit because they were real good friends with Chaz, right? And so. He would, he raps. So one day, I think myself or how we were having the conversation, we're like, yo, man, you should let us produce an album for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do a record. And it was like, cool, dope. So we recorded this. Before that Los Angeles track, we recorded a different song that I produced. And that was the first track we did. We put that out. You know what I mean? They did their thing with it and it went well. That's where we came up with the idea of like, let's just do a whole record for you, right? Let's do a whole record. And I think I ended up producing like 2 tracks. Jack did 2, Crow did 2, and I believe FM did like 2. Like, we kind of split it up like that. And so that Los Angeles track was probably like, one of the better ones. At least that's the one we chose to do a video to. You know what I'm saying? And
that's just hard, bro.
Hard. So he flew out. We recorded that whole album and shot the video here in LA. Like, he came and spent some time out here with his partner. We had the studio in Van Nuys, and we just stayed there and did it. You know what I mean? And I mean, I kind of understand what he's saying, right? Because it's Latin based, with Spanish and Italian, right? So we kind of picked up the words, but the flow sounded right. You know what I mean?
He just looked like a crazy ass little fool with long hair.
And
he's
you know,
like,
and Fly's like he's an original graffiti artist from out there, so he's known. You know what I mean? Because he's really an artist. Like as far as like painting and drawing, that's his that's his shit.
His MO.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What does MO stand for?
I fucking A.
MO.
Anybody Google? Where's our producer?
Damn.
Where's our producer?
Yeah.
So that was the process, man. He came, we just recorded the album, and we put it out. We shot that video. We got a bunch of cats to come out, a lot of homies, bring homies. Yeah. We shot it throughout downtown. It came out really dark. I mean, it matched the song. You know what I'm saying? I forgot who the director. I think it was somebody Fly knew, and he wrote out the treatment and everything, and it translated well, man.
So you recorded with Vinny Paz. Is it Vinny Paz or Vinny Paz? Pazienza.
Yeah, Vinny Pazienza. I mean, it just depends. I mean, you say Paz, you know what I mean? Yeah. It depends on where you're from. I guess if you're from New York, you probably be, that's Vinny Paz, yo. I don't know.
And you recorded with Immortal Technique as well. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I am an absolute fan of both of them dudes, dog. How was it recording with, you choose whichever one. You know
okay,
what I mean?
Vinny, I wasn't in the studio with him. I just sent him the track, because he's out in Philly.
Yeah.
So, that's the homie too. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen the brother in a long time, but shout out to Vinny, man. That's a cool brother. So I'm working on my first solo project, and I'm thinking, like, who else can I get? You know what I mean? I got Jack on there, but I don't really want to go too far. You know what I'm saying? Like reaching out to people I really don't know or don't like. And as far as like as an artist. So, I'm a fan of Vinny too. Jedi Mind Trick was amazing. The way I got put onto Jedi was through these cats that I would go work with in TJ. You know what I mean? They were real, like, straight hip-hop heads, right? But they were based in TJ, so I would go down there a lot and produce a lot of their artists. And they're like, yo, you ever heard of these cats, Outer Space and Vinny Paz? I was like, nah, And then I remember getting a copy. I forgot what album it was. And on that long drive home from TJ, like at 2, 3 in the morning after eating Chinese food, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the road back. You know what I mean? And I throw it in to spark a blunt, dog, and I was blown away. I was like, damn, and I had never seen him. So I'm picturing, like, he sound like some long hair, maniacal looking fool, you know what I mean? I see him, he's a little animal. Yeah, he's a little short, pasta eating little Italian, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, all right. And then, they had the group, Outer Space was dope. Really, they're dope as hell too, right? So when I'm working on my album, fast forward, I reach out to Vinny, like, yo, can I get a verse from you? I still owe him beats from that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you traded him beats.
Yeah, so, so he blessed me, gave me that verse, you know what I mean? Send it back, and that's how that went. With Tech, the only song I've recorded with Tech, we did that together. We happened to be going to New York, myself and Jack, for, I don't know if we did a show, whatever we were going to New York for, and, he wanted to do this song with us that was called, it's called Hollywood Drive-By. And so we were like, cool, we went to the studio. I remember I was writing the verse on the flight there because we already had the beat, you know what I mean? So I'm writing my verse, we get there, and I think Tech already had dropped his verse. So I don't know his process. He snuck that one in.
Yeah.
So me and Jack get there.
You snuck that one in.
Yeah, we were like, all
He's
right.
like, it's already done. I'm waiting on you. And it's like, damn, you putting pressure on us. I mean, you should have wrote with us right here.
So Jack writes his verse, I finish writing mine, and we drop it, and the energy was dope, you know what I'm saying? Because Tech's even though he didn't have to record in front of us, just hearing his voice is very powerful, you know what I mean? And Tech's a good friend of ours, you know what I'm saying? He comes to LA, we touch base, he'll come, we'll kick it, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's for the day, you know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, talk about a knowledgeable dude. Dog.
Oh yeah, that's one of the smartest brothers I've met, you know what I'm saying? So.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of Immortal Techniques in prison, bro, that won't ever see the freedom again, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of Immortal Techniques in prison, bro.
Yeah, and he did this his time too. You know what I'm saying? He had to go to the joint. You know what I'm saying? And so he's been through his own struggle. You know what I'm saying? That's made him who he is. And his upbringing too. You know what I mean? But so working with him was also, obviously you're competing with a real dope and lyricist and he's not just a common rapper. This dude.
It's a fucking history book.
What? Yeah, he's fucking, that's Malcolm X right there, you know what I mean? Peruvian Malcolm X.
Yeah, that motherfucker's amazing,
yeah,
dog.
Man, so working with him was really dope too, man. But most of the dudes that we've worked besides Vinny, we've been in the studio recorded with like Chase Infinite when he was still rapping. And Chase is a monster. I'm sure to this day he still gets on there. He'll kill it. You know what I mean? So recording with him, like you got to be on your A game. You know what I mean? When Defari came through, was the same. Fortunately, on that song with Defari, all I had to do was a hook because I had produced the beat. So I was able to opt out. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? I produced that and I got the hook. So you fools go ahead and rap. You know what I'm saying? You guys go and duel it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And which was a dope song, man. I really liked that hook. As a matter of fact, I can't even take credit for writing that hook. Chase wrote that, but I dropped it. And I'm surprised I'm alive and didn't die by 21. You know what I mean?
That's just hard, bro. That's just
dope
hard,
hook. Shit, that's facts right there. You know what I mean? When I was reciting it, I was like, damn, that's some real shit. I'm surprised I'm alive, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this was not supposed to be. You know what I mean? At least that's what you think, right? Growing up when you're like 16, like, I ain't gonna see 19, dog. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, you're 35 and you're like, fuck, I'm broke, dog. I was supposed to die when I was 19, homie. I wasn't supposed to make it this far. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, dog. I feel you on that shit. I mean, I'm gonna say 2 words, dog, and you tell me the first thought that comes to your mind. Pastrami strips.
Ooh, man, that was pretty vulgar, right? Just young, immature, too much porn. Too much porn, bro. I swear to God. It was like, man, when I hear that song, bro, I'm like, man, I can't believe we put that out. That's what I'm saying. That's how raw that was, right?
Yeah.
Because in retrospect, I would not put that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, no way. Like, I want to re-release that album and not include it. You know?
Yeah. That's a raw one right
it's
there,
a raw,
dog.
man. It's tough to listen to. That, you know, that's one, and I produced that beat. That's the only beat I made on that record. You know what I mean?
You know, what was one of the greatest, your personal opinion, bro, one of the greatest tracks that you've been on?
Ooh, that's man, just on the strength, it has to be Killing Fields. You know what I mean? Because that's a record that we all wrote together, like this again, sitting in the same room, myself, Jack, Duke, and Crow. We all wrote that in the studio. You know, we recorded it in front of each other. So that's probably the one.
What volume is that on?
That's on Book 2.
Book 2. I keep on saying volume. I keep on thinking of the Terror Tapes. Yeah. That was on Book 2.
Oh, it's a powerful song. I mean, that when we perform it, dog, the mosh pits just go crazy. I'm talking about as soon as they hear those violins come in, whoo, you just see them start, just, you know, little tornadoes, hurricanes starting that mosh pit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I've said it a million times in this podcast, dog. We good, dog? Okay. I got the warden standing right here in the front, dog.
All right.
I mean, when the warden's standing right here, it's like,
Right,
what's
we
going
still
on
on?
right here, dog?
We all right?
Yeah, we good, dog? Okay.
Still on? They haven't banned us, they haven't shadow banned us, they haven't pulled the plug, censored us in YouTube.
I've said this a million times in this podcast, dog. Growing up, dog, you know what I mean? I was a skater. I was a stoner on 50, dog. You know what I mean? I gravitated. I was on the streets already, dog.
You're 50?
No, I was on 50, the street.
Oh, okay. Damn.
No, hell no. I'm 45. Baby.
Boy, I was about to say, you're the founder of youth, homie. You got them genetics.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let me pee on you. You get some of this too.
That's what you tell them.
You're like, nah, I'm good. I'll pass. I'll take the gray hairs and the fucking triple chin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, growing up with like death metal and punk and shit like that, dog, you know what I mean? Like, you know, homie, there ain't I go to any show and there's this mosh pit, there's a slam pit, homie, I'm in the middle of that bitch to this day, dog. To this day, dog, I love the energy of music that can produce a mosh pit, a slam pit. So, I mean, is Psycho Realm the first? I mean, I know they were doing it with Cypress Hill too, right?
Yeah.
It's been going on, right? You know, but I think Psycho Realm really took it to another level. I mean, one of my favorite albums from Cypress Hill was Temple of the Boom, dog. You know what I mean? I was in the penitentiary with the cassette tape, dog. Like, you know, they were like, let me borrow that. I was like, nah. You know what I mean? But, hey, you know.
I relate. From the first, the first in that album was probably my favorite too.
Yeah. But, I mean, when you can have hip-hop music, bro, give you that energy to form a mosh pit, my boy, you were doing something amazing, dog.
Yeah, man. And they were, you know, that was happening since they put out their first album. Like I said, like when you, like that 98 show, per se, or whether it was a festival in the parking lot of Peppers, you know what I mean? It was none but Cholo's mosh pitting in there, you know? So it was.
And they were having the time of their life.
Dog, just seeing it from stage was intriguing. It was like, God damn, man, folks are beating each other up, dog, you know? But then, you know, everybody helps each other up too. You know what I mean? Well, knock them out, pick them up. Yeah. A couple of times where they would sling them, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was crazy. And to continue on, which was even more, because it became like, oh, Psycho Realm shows are known for mosh pits. So fools already go with that idea. Sometimes it could be a slow song or an intro and motherfuckers already they already start trying to mosh, you know what I mean? Sometimes, bro, I swear, being on stage, you see that, you get hypnotized. You're like, just like rapping. You're still, you know, you're doing your lyrics, but you're looking at that because it's something else, you know, especially when it's a bigger show and there's like one over here, then one over there, and one over here, then that they just merge together at one point. It just becomes one big one, dog. The energy is like you can't even translate it, you know.
Well, and that's gotta feel amazing, dog, because the train behind this, the fuel behind this is you. The words coming out your mouth, the beat coming out that speaker is fueling this motherfucking swarm of fucking animals, bro, that are going. I mean, that's gotta feel powerful, dog.
Yeah, man, and vice versa, because since you know that's gonna happen, you're already getting pumped, right? And then when you do hit the stage, whatever butterflies or whatever little anxiety you might have been feeling before, it transforms into straight power. You know what I mean? And then you get it back, and there's nothing like it. You know what I'm saying?
You get off the stage, and you first fucking female you see, you're like, bitch, suck my dick.
Come here.
Now. You know what I mean? Like, you were just like, fuck, dog. You know what I mean? They just made a fucking monster, dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's fun.
I'm fucking around.
No. Yeah. Come on.
You know, back in the day, I used to go to the Hong Kong Cafe in Chinatown.
Okay, not in TJ?
No. I need to go to that. Don't tell my girl that. But in the back of my mind, if she ever leaves me for the neighbor, I will be there,
I'll
dog.
be living in TJ.
Yeah, I will be there, dog. You know what I mean? But I used to go to this Hong Kong Cafe in Chinatown, dog, off of Broadway and shit, dog, and fucking and this is before I got into the hood, but you know, we were all fools, long-haired, stoner, skater fools, dog. You know what I mean? And we go to these death metal gigs, and I remember, bro, so these are these small-ass fucking Hong Kong Cafe, small-ass venue with a little-ass bar, dog. And you know what I mean? Like, there's hardly any air going through this motherfucker, dog. You know what I mean? And half the dudes there, and this is early 90s, very early 90s, bro. You know what I mean? I'm talking like 91, 92 type of shit, dog. Half them dudes there are cholos, bro. You know what I mean? They used to have a band called the Bubonic Plague, dog. It was a crazy-ass death metal band out of East Los, right here in East Los, dog. And if you looked at these dudes, they were all fucking cholos, dog. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ben Davies shorts, you know, socks, you know what I mean? The high socks, the Cortez, you know what I mean? And it was like, you know what I mean? And I mean, man, dog, I love the art of music that's gonna make you wanna tear another man's head off or just fucking get crazy, dog, you know what I mean?
One of my older homies from the hood, you would never know he was a gangbanger, because he was straight long hair, hell rat shirts, Vans, you know, whatever, you know, black set, just a straight stoner and a straight, you know, straight fool, you know what I mean? But you would never know it. You would just think like, oh, some heavy metal dude, but you know, they put it on you. I mean, but you gotta remember, right, a lot of the neighborhoods, they were stoners at some point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like whatever they were, MCS, MSS, you know what I'm saying? That's how they started, you know what I mean? Just going to death metal and heavy metal concerts.
You had to be something before.
Yeah.
You weren't you didn't come out of the fucking womb with a pair of Cortez and motherfucking your bald head and the fucking tattoo above your eyebrow.
They were football teams, they were fucking car clubs, bike clubs, you know what I'm saying? You get a lot of that. Like there's a few gangs with like the name Riders at the end, right? It's because they were bike riders, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They turned into gangs and shit.
I mean, back in the day, bro, I remember we would have what was it? There would be like Thanksgiving football games, us against like Eastside Clover, dog. I mean, just like I mean, back then, bro, you know what I mean? But I don't know if they do that now, dog, but I mean, yeah, people would, like, fools would go out there and, I mean, just do different things, dog, play football against each other. It was a rough game because fools are drunk and they're, like, really tackling motherfuckers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know?
And then.
You know
it all changed.
Yeah, but you know, no, we kind of reminiscing a little bit about the old days and shit, dog, which is a beautiful thing and shit, dog. But don't get it twisted because this new generation will, you know, they get your ass. I mean, don't get it twisted. There's a lot of motherfucking, you know, knuckleheads out there. But so you traveled the world, dog. You traveled the world. What was one of the most amazing moments of traveling the world, bro? I mean, this music thing that you had a dream. You were a kid and you were just like, it's a dream. I felt like I could do this. I mean, you are one out of fucking millions, dog, that was able to do it. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I said the chosen few in the beginning, bro, like you are rightfully the chosen few, dog. Because there's only few of us that gets to travel the world with our love of this craft, this thing that we, you know what I mean, that we're doing off the top of our whatever, you know what I mean? What was one of your greatest moments of, you know, being in another country, dog?
Probably, you know, shows, man. You meet the people you meet. You know what I mean? You make friends throughout, you know, wherever you go. You know what I mean? You build these relationships, so when you go to different countries, like, you actually have people to call, right?
That's crazy, huh?
You know what I mean? Like, yo, I got a friend in this part of the world. I got a homie here. Wherever you go, you're good. You need whatever you need. You know, you could get. So the people you meet, you know what I mean, is always memorable. Besides the shows too, because you know the shows, it's like, yo, I'm in Russia, or I'm, you know, in Macedonia, and these dudes are wilding out, the same energy, mosh pitting. They're trying to repeat the words, but they're mumbling, but they're you know, they're tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the shows that I remember, like that stands out. We were on tour, and we did done the show. We on tour with B-Real, and we did the show in Macedonia, right? And you know, we get on, you know, Psych Room, and the mosh pit's crazy. Like, I'm talking about the whole time, the whole place probably held like 3,000 people, and they're just boom, boom, like, you know, just fucking each other up. And then when B came on, you know, Jack would stay on stage with him and back him up. You know what I'm saying? And so I got to go outside to like the balcony up top and watch the show. You know, and bro, I'm talking about there was broken glass on the floor. These dudes were cut up, getting like just bleeding all over the place, dog. You know what I mean? And when once everything was done, people were out. You know, we're leaving the show, and you just see the whole floor just covered in shards of glass, dog. Wow. Like that's what they were mosh pitting. They were falling on that, and they kept going. Like straight maniacs, you know what I'm saying? So I remember that show, you know, a show we did in Russia. You know what I mean? Yeah, those stand out. You know what I mean? For sure.
What are the crazies? Are like what is it like Japan, Russia? I mean Macedonia. Macedonia was the original birthplace of Alexander the Great. Am I correct? Alexander the Great is Macedonian.
Yes, because they're close to like Greece and shit.
Yeah, you know, Alexander the Great wasn't Greek; he was Macedonian. Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy, because then he conquered all of fucking what is that area right there called? That continent. Anyways, I don't want to get into all that. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna nerd out on you right now.
We could. I mean, if I remember it, but yeah.
Yeah, but what's the craziest? You know what I mean? Group of individuals, dog. Like when you went, like, man, these motherfuckers are crazy out here, dog. I mean, besides the dudes that are fucking mosh pitting on glass, dog.
Yeah,
I mean, just
crazy guys right there.
Yeah.
You know what? Europe is crazy because they all have a different vibe, right? Like because there's so many countries, but it's like going from here to San Diego. It's a whole different country. You know what I mean? With different gods and, you know, different food and different traditions. You know what I mean? So like when you go, let's say, and I didn't say nothing about my people in Denmark and then Norway and stuff like that, but it's much more relaxed, right?
Reserved.
Yes, like Amsterdam too, you know, they just blow so much weed that they're at the show just, you know.
Ain't trying to do much.
Yeah, it's packed, but they're just like, you know, like Germany's the same way. But when you get to like Italy, you know, you get to Spain, it changes, you know, they're a little more wild.
Yeah.
But for real, probably the Eastern bloc of Europe, which would be, you know, Russia, you know, Estonia, they've been probably the most crazy dudes outside of LA, you know what I mean? But who gives them a run for their money is Chile, man, in South America. Boy, Chile is on another level. Them boys go crazy. Yeah. Mosh pits, they set, you know, trash cans on fire. You know what I'm saying?
They setting their old lady on fire. They having such a good time.
Bro, we did.
Fuck that bitch.
First time we went out there, did a show, we opened up for DMX. Right?
Oh, shit.
And it was at an old train, it was a train station. So it was, you know, right there, right? It's like doing it at the Union Station or some shit, right? It fit about 15,000 kids. And it was just nuts to butts, right? And there was trash cans throughout the whole shit. And they were on fire. These motherfuckers were lighting up fires and, you know, the thing was crazy. We come out there, we kill it, you know what I mean? Straight murdered it, you know what I mean? And the energy was crazy. That was the first time doing the show. And them fools like to spit at you too, them bastards, you know what I mean?
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's like a thing of respect. It's like, don't spit at me, bro. We don't have problems. I jump into that crowd. You know what I mean?
But to them, it's a thing of respect.
Yeah. They're weird, man. You know what I mean? Not shout out to Chile. They're not weird, but yeah, they do weird things. And then DMX came on, bro, and he fucking murdered it. You know what I'm saying?
That fool walked off the stage looking like he was full of sweat, but he was full of spit because they love that dude.
And shit, you know what I mean? He rocked this, but every time we've been to Chile after that, that's like a second home, bro. They love the 6-side thing, bro. They're fans, their family, bro, and every show is always impactful the same way. You know what I mean? Mexico too, but Chile gives LA a run for its money. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's really dope, man. The people out there are cool as hell too.
That's amazing, dog, that you're able to experience that, dog. I mean, that's just I get joy just hearing it from you because I feel the energy from you, and I feel that just like you tapping into that time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it was fun, man. You know, it was a trip too because like you mentioned, not too many people go out there, not even just, you know, our people. I was a hip-hop artist, period. Like now, a lot of these kids that are mainstream, they get to go out. They go to Europe, you know what I mean? They go to Latin America, but throughout the 2000s, the number one artist from here wasn't touring Europe. You know what I'm saying? Because they were always a little behind. They loved the 90s, 2000s hip hop, and that's kind of like they were stuck there for a long time. Obviously now they're trapped out, or they were trapped out like the rest of the world, but for a long time, those dudes weren't touring like that. The guys that were killing it were like the Wu-Tangs, the Cypress, and then you had like, you know, Psycho Realms, the Jedi Mind Tricks, Vinny, you know, Nonfiction, and those cats. We would go out there and kill it too. You know what I mean? So it was just very few that would actually get to tour Europe like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they were purists. You know what I mean? They kept it for a long time. You know what I mean? They
Gotta love it, dog.
Yeah,
Gotta love it. I mean, it seemed like with underground hip hop, bro, like in order for individuals to underground hip hop, you know what I mean, staying true to your craft, you're not selling out, right, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
It seemed like for you to be successful underground hip hop and actually get the money and be able to live off it, you had to tour Europe.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we were able to pay our bills and feed our families. You know what I mean? Thankful to them, because as far as the U.S. went, there was really no market for it. You know what I mean? Besides like the major cities, like we do Chicago, we do New York, you know, somewhere in Texas. You know what I'm saying? But everywhere else in the country,
you weren't in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or something like that.
No, we didn't do that. And not to say that they didn't want us out there. We just figured there was nothing out there. You know what I mean? But Raza was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Little did we know. And that's just the market we never tapped into, because you had people like Immortal Technique that would do like 200 shows throughout. He's in every little city throughout the country. You know what I'm saying? That's just something we didn't do.
That's amazing. You know what? I want to introduce you to Casey right here, baby. Casey, what up, man?
Hello. What's up? What up? Let me just tell you, the 2000 to 2007 hip hop era, man.
Nothing like it, right?
Nothing like it. It's like, fuck, like all like Jedi Mind Tricks, all the Outer Space, Ill Bill, all those guys.
Yeah.
You guys, Immortal, like it was just like, I don't know, it was just fucking dope. Like I like, that's why I listen to all that shit.
Yeah.
Like still like bump that shit heavily.
Yeah, man. It was, you know. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
It's like, fuck. That's why I was like, fuck. That's why when he asked the Vinny Paz and like an Immortal Tech, I was like, fuck, I want to hear this. Like,
yeah.
Dog.
Those are all, like I said, you know, not only, you know, they're friends of ours too, you know what I'm saying? And we all had that same thing in common, that we had a cult following, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like very few, you know?
And that sound is so distinct. I love that shit. Like
so what we did, man, we pretty much shared fans, man. You know, we all knew we had our cult followers, which a lot of their fans were our fans, but not all of them.
Yeah.
You know, we all introduced each other to our fans, you know what I mean? And next thing you know, if Jedi came in town, they'd be dudes with Psycho Realm shirts there, you know what I mean, supporting him, and vice versa, you know? So it's always dope.
Yeah,
doing shows with them.
Yeah, it's an honor.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, for sure.
Thank you.
You know what I want to do, dog? I want to do. I got. How are we doing with time with you, dog?
Nah, man, I'm here.
You're good.
I'm
okay,
here,
because I want to do some phone calls, dog, in a minute right now, dog. But you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, me being a fan, bro. I still got more questions for you, dog.
Yeah, come on, shoot 'em.
I mean, you know, bro. Did you ever get? I mean, so unfortunately, when the situation happened with Duke, bro. You know what I mean? And I mean, this music that they have, you know, that people want to hear still. You know, you were the one that stepped up and started spitting Duke's verses on these songs. I mean, how did that happen? Did Duke give you his blessings? I mean, how did that happen, bro?
We ran out of people to do them. You know, Crow left, and because like I said, we used to rotate on who would do them on certain songs. You know what I mean? When it was Jack, myself, and Crow performing together, right? So we would just switch off. And then once Crow was out of the picture, like I said, it was just me and Jack, and we still had offers to do shows, go on tour. And that's the reason why we kept rolling with the name Psycho Realm, even though we weren't Psycho Realm, because it was me and, you know, Street Platoon, and it was Psycho Realm, is the fact that it was branded, right? They had a major deal with Columbia Records, you know, Rough House. So it was known. Even if we tried to get promoters to put 6 Symphonies on a flyer, they always like, oh, well, people not gonna recognize it, and they would just run with Psycho Realm, right? So we were like, you know, whatever then.
It makes sense, yeah.
Right, we'll keep it rolling, you know what I mean? But so once, you know, Crow was out of the picture, it was just me and him. So you know, the fans wanted to hear the Psycho Realm stuff, so I had to start learning all Duke's verses. So it was just by default, you know what I mean? It was never planned that way, you know what I mean? So I started doing them, and obviously Duke was okay with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that happened. It wasn't planned. You know what I mean? It was just we had no choice. You know what I mean?
What is one of your? I mean, you know all the songs basically, right?
Most of them, not all of them. I'm not gonna,
you know most of them, bro. You know what I mean? What is one of your favorite verses of Duke's that you like? Just like you like. I mean, you channel his energy, and you just like.
I like Showdown. Showdown's crazy. Empire Strikes Back, and the one of them on the unreleased stuff. The Forget the Faces, I think.
Okay.
Those, man, for some reason they just they resonate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I didn't write those words, but just reciting them, they take over. Like, I swear to God, it's like there's an energy, because words are what they are. You know what I mean? They're spells. They're hypnotizing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why.
Especially these verses, bro. Yeah.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's called spelling, right? Because they try,
Yeah.
But anyways, so they're impactful. So when you're reciting them, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could feel his energy. You know what I mean? Like, damn, this dude really. His energy was so impactful. It still translate to somebody else that didn't write them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how, obviously I have to do my best at performing them, you know what I mean? But I could just sit there and not even move and just say the words, and the crowd is gonna go nuts, you know what I'm saying?
Because they're singing along.
The projection,
Yeah.
it's impactful, man. You know what I mean? The dude he still has a powerful spirit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? He's something else.
Absolutely,
for lack of words, you know what I mean?
You got the Devil's Playground and you know what I mean? I mean, everybody since Psycho Realm, everybody has tried, including myself, bro, to a certain point, bro, that everybody has tried to duplicate somewhat of that sound. You know what I mean? You've had different, you know what I mean? Duke had the Disciples of the Sick. He's had, he's had different groups that he's put out, but everybody, it's always been kind of like, it sounds almost like Psycho Realm,
right,
bro.
right.
You know what I mean? But that everybody's been chasing that for so many years, bro, trying to chase that Psycho Realm sound. Like I was in the restaurant and I heard you talk about the cult following. This is the cult following we're talking about. You know what I mean?
And that's one thing we always, like, as far as Street Platoon, always kept in mind. It's not to sound like them, right? Even though we got the name Street Platoon from Duke, and obviously, he was on his warpath at the time, so that's how we got the name, right? But we don't know what would have came next. You know what I mean? For all I know, he was gonna go on his party trip, and the next Psycho Realm album was gonna be all some funky, drunk shit. You know what I mean? We don't know, but it ended right there.
Because
Duke
was unpredictable.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And he wasn't just one dimensional. He just happened to be tapped into that at the time. You know what I'm saying? So we would always keep in mind not to sound like the Psycho Realm. And I don't think Street Platoon sounded anything like it. You know what I'm saying? As far as the beats were a lot slower, you know what I mean? More a little moody. You know what I mean? Obviously, Jack wasn't making them. We had Crow and TRT making them, so obviously the sound was different. My voice was different. Crow's verse was different. We weren't dressing like cholos, you know what I'm saying? We were just dressed more, some regular street shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's just always the way we dressed. That's the way I got down. That's the way Crow got down, you know what I'm saying? So we never wanted to mimic them in any way, because the fans are so possessive of Psycho Realm, right? So it's just coming under them, and you're already like, oh, they don't even want to hear it, because they might think like, oh, there's probably like some copycat shit, and nothing duplicates them, right? But I think when they would give it a chance, they would realize that wasn't it. You know what I mean? Because I think we were completely different from the Psycho Realm sound. You know what I'm saying? So we always kept that in mind. It was not to try to be anything like them. And I think that's where everybody I don't want to say they messed up, but that's where I think the mistake was made for like a lot of these groups that were being put out by him, was they thought they had to sound like him. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was the opposite. You know?
I hear what you're saying, dog, but I feel like you guys, Psycho Realm, you guys all together were our Wu-Tang, dog.
Yeah,
you guys were our LA Wu-Tang, dog. You know what I mean? So I never looked at it like that. I was like, hey, you know what? I was such a big fan of the Psycho Realm, Duke and Jack, dog. I mean, anyone that came with them, bro. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you guys weren't whack, bro, because if you were, bro, you'd have been crucified, bro. You know what I mean? So coming under their camp, under their wing almost, bro. I mean, you guys did your thing, dog. You know what I mean? And I always loved it, dog. I thought it was hard, dog. That's Street Platoon's album, dog. It was hard, bro. You know what I mean? For some reason, I thought you had more music out there. You know what I mean? But it just seems like there's only a limited of.
Yeah, as Street Platoon, it's only that album and the songs we have on the 6 Side Stories.
Yeah,
right.
okay,
Those are the only ones. And then I released a solo record. It was called Gray Sky, Black Waters.
Yeah.
I did put that out like 2010 or something like that. I followed that up with Terror Tapes 2.
Yeah.
Right. And then more recently, towards the end of the year, last year around December, I put out an EP. It's called Goblin, which is available now. They want to go to the psychoshop.com. They can pick it up. So that was like my second effort as a solo. You know what I mean? Because prior to that, like I said, it was a Terror Tapes 1, Terror Tapes 2, and that was with Jack. And I also had the privilege of being on the Legend of the Mask and the Assassin, which was an album that Jack did with DJ Muggs. And they featured me on there. You know what I mean? And that was, Jack extended the olive branch and was like, yo, man, you wanna help me out with this? We just need you to, come up with concepts, fill some verses in, some hooks, you know what I'm saying? And ran it by the big homie Muggs, and he was like, cool, whatever you want to do, you want to bring them on. And so I was blessed to be a part of that, you know what I'm saying? And all I had to do was come up with, they weren't even my original ideas, because it was just stuff that I was into. I was, heavy into the secret societies, the occult stuff, you know what I'm saying? So that's what that whole album revolved around, you know what I mean? So it was only natural for Jack to be like, yo, help me out on this. So that's my body of work, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? And at Street Platoon, it was just that one record, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How was it working with DJ Muggs?
Oh, it's dope, man. It's unpredictable, because you don't know, after you record your parts, you do your thing, and you just don't know what it's gonna sound like later. You know what I mean? Because you don't leave with a copy. You drop it, cool, he goes to work. If he doesn't like something, he lets you know, or somebody will let you know, like, you gotta rewrite that or try it differently. And you do it. And then, the dude's a grandmaster, he does what he does, and you might come back later, your verse is chopped, he might used only like 4 bars and he turned it into a hook, and he's a mad scientist, you know what I'm saying? So it's dope, you know what I mean? And so it was an honor, you know what I mean, to work with the homie.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, with you, just on your beats and you as a producer,
yeah.
right? I mean, am I tripping, bro? Or do you not work with a lot of cats?
No, I don't. I really don't. I've only worked with like a handful, you know what I'm saying? And mostly it's because I don't really reach out like that, you know what I mean? I've tried sometimes. I try to, put out some beat CDs or whatever, and, give them certain managers and have them shop them around, but it's hard for like the kind of, the sound that I got. It's hip hop, it's raw stuff, and, music's always changing, you know what I mean? And we don't chase trends, you know what I mean? Even though I'll make all kinds of shit, I'll make trap beats, you know what I'm saying? Because they're fun. You know what I mean? I enjoy making them. I might not rap to them, and I don't ever find the little homies to do it either. You know what I mean? So, so we don't, few people that I've worked with has been like some underground stuff. You know what I'm saying? Only few, you know what I mean? Like I was blessed enough to have a track on the La Coca Nostra album they did. It was called Gun in Your Mouth or something. I produced that, I did something on Ill Bill's album. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? And then I've just produced, both of my solo projects have been produced entirely by me, So that's about it.
So you're kind of you're a hard dude to kind of like to get a hold of, to work with, because you're very particular on what you want on your shit. Is that correct?
Maybe that, and maybe I don't follow through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It might be something on my part too.
Yeah.
Where I might be like, maybe they're not gonna like it. You know what I mean? Or I don't want to send beats. What am I gonna do? Send them 20 tracks, and I don't know which ones they're gonna like. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. It's hard to work with people like that, as far as like having to send somebody beats, right? Opposed to having them in the studio with you, and then you could go through the tracks with them. Because you never know what somebody. I could think, Lucky's gonna like this because I hear him on there, and I send you 8 beats, and you don't pick none of them. You know what I'm saying? And then you might be there with me at the lab, and you might pick a beat that I completely wasn't thinking that you would like. You know what I'm saying? So I prefer to be in the studio with the artist, you know what I mean? And we'll just go through stuff,
Absolutely, dog.
That's the best approach, man. And the energy is different, you know what I mean, when you do that. When you could create in the same room with somebody, I think it's 100 times better.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that, dog. You know what I want to do? I want to open up the phone line, dog.
Let's do it.
I want to open the phone line, get some phone calls in right now. You guys want to call in, talk to the homie? Let's do that. And
I'm gonna get like 2 calls.
I don't know.
Yeah. Come on, man.
So that the esoteric, like how can I put it, like subject matters.
Yeah, shoot. What about-
Dude, like that's. I mean, I think that's really what like. It's like the beats and then like the esoteric subject matter is just basically what just.
Yeah, man. You know what? Because I went to private school, right? The only schooling I've ever done was was Catholic school. You know what I mean? 1st through 8th grade. I dropped out in 9th grade, right? And I was always intrigued by like the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because the stories are fascinating, right? So once I got my hands on the book of Revelations, I was blown away, bro. I was like, no way. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean to somebody? You know, just that whole story. I'm sure you're familiar with it, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, yo, this is crazy. So I was always intrigued. And, you know, as I got older, I had a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying? And I came across, bro, and I was not the only one, but there was this one VHS tape, bro, that circulated through the hood, right? And there was this older gentleman, this older white man on there breaking down symbolism, right? The occult and, you know, secret societies and stuff like that. And I was just intrigued, dog, because I was already, you know, seeking that information.
Yeah.
So once you start, I never heard or seen or anything like that, right? So, you know, he's putting, you know, these you know, he has a little projection screen and the Shell gas station logo and the Argo gas station logo and then like the double cross, the Freemasonry, all this stuff. And he starts breaking it down, and I was like blown away. And after that, I went down that rabbit hole for years. You know what I'm saying? For years, you know what I mean? Just seeking that knowledge. But then it gets to a point where you realize, like, man, that, you know what, that could really fucking, you know, give you a good mind, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Good mind fuck.
Woo, boy, you know what I'm saying? You go far down them rabbit holes, bro, sometimes you don't come back out. You know what I mean? The same person, you know what I'm saying? And those are things that you just, I mean, it's good information to know. Any knowledge is power. But I think you could get stuck in that world, you know what I'm saying? And there's really not much you could do about that kind of things, you know what I mean? And some people, you know, the paranoia builds up, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that with those subject matters, man. You know what I'm saying?
You're on Hoodstocks. What up?
What up, Lucky?
What up, G?
What's up, homie? Hey, fucking shout out to the podcast, homie. That shit fucking fired up. Homeboy right there, fucking first time I heard him was on Omar Cruz with my homies. That shit was dope as fuck.
Thank you, man.
Ever since
Yeah.
then, fucking was a fan, homie.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I did. That verse is pretty good. Not to stroke my own ego, but yeah. Dude, because all those dudes I'm rapping on there with, you know, with Jag, Omar Cruz, and a bunch of other cats on there. And I got my little 8 bars. And,
some fucking legends, homie, for sure.
yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate that. I forgot about that track right there, homie. Hell yeah.
Yeah. That shit's hard as fuck, though, bro. You probably had the hardest verse on that shit, for sure.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
Well, it's a trip, homie, because, like, listening to you talking to the shit you're speaking on is, like, pretty much what you spoke out on that verse, too, so.
Damn.
Fucking, hell yeah.
That's dope, man. Appreciate you, bro.
I know cats were telling me, they're like, hit him up about the Illuminati, whoop-de-whoop-whoop.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, whatever I could remember about it, you know what I mean? Because I'm just good at regurgitating what I remember, you know what I mean? Half the time, you know, I'm not gonna tell you like, yo, you know, I'm the scholar, you know what I mean? Far from it, but that gentleman I was talking about, man, his name was Jordan Maxwell, man, and things were never the same after that tape, you know what I mean? For sure.
What's up? You on Hoodstocks? Talk to us.
What's up, CYNIC? How you guys doing?
About to light up this joint, courtesy of the homies, Killer Kush, Fire.
Hey, man, I just wanted to call up. Lucky you doing a fucking fantastic motherfucking job with this fucking podcast.
You underwater or what?
CYNIC, hey, one of my favorite fucking songs of you jacking is El Barrio.
Oh yeah, Murder, right?
Hell yeah, dude. That shit is sick, man. Hey, man, props to both of you guys when I do this shit.
Hell yeah.
Much as my G. Yeah, bro. He was underwater, bro. Or he was taking a bubble bath watching this podcast. He's like, he's like, I've been waiting for this all day for CYNIC.
CYNIC. Got the bubble bath, perrito.
You're on Hoodstocks. What up?
Hey, fuck you, Lucky, and your culo stinks. That's it.
They love you, dog.
Yes, it does.
He said, yes, it does.
It's stanky.
Yeah, they do.
It don't smell like Kika, though. Like a Marisco's dumpster. Ooh. No, it's Hey, bro, you know what? You know what? I had some good jokes, but I just didn't. I should have stood up there and
You
did them, bro.
bombed.
You didn't bomb.
You bombed. Hey, if I can speak on it, you fucking bombed. Look, I'm sorry.
I might have bombed a little bit.
This fool was telling me all week. He's like, fool, you know what'd be funny, dog? Is if you bomb, homie, straight up. And I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna bomb.
Bro, I said Casey's favorite porno is American Me.
I mean, that was funny.
Come on, dog. That's some good ones, dog.
Yeah.
I said, fucking Side Dick Eddie is so hairy. Dust bunnies from all around the world travel here to vacation on his back. Come on, dog. I had some good ones, bro.
Yeah, you guys went in on each other on that.
You on Hood Stocks? What up?
Amá, ¿qué estás haciendo, amá? Te ocupo ahorita. Ven, amá. Amá, ven a la casa. Amá.
Amar.
Hey, fuck you, look.
I was waiting for that, dog.
That's right, man.
I swear to God, these motherfuckers are higher than me, dog. Hey, well, all right. Hey,
I love you, bro.
It's all love. I love them too, dog. You know what I mean? I love them too. Oh, there he goes. Where you're talking, we missed a bunch of phone calls, but anyways, they're gonna be calling in. The number's right there. Here we go, right here.
We're trying to get into the occult.
Yeah, no, I know. You're on Hood Stocks. What up?
Hello.
What up, G?
Hey, what up, look? Hey, homie, I had a question for CYNIC. Why isn't your stuff like on Apple Music and shit like that?
Yeah, that's by choice. You know, they ain't breaking bread. They ain't breaking bread, you know, bottom line. They need to get better at paying the artists, man. Just, you know, it's just a new way of doing things, you know. We just sell directly to the fans, you know what I mean? They go on the website, they can download it there. I know it's a little bit, it's more of a process. I know it's easier just to get on your Apple Music and your iTunes and stream it, you know, but...
Yeah, that Goblin isn't on Apple Music.
No, not yet. It'll be up like in a month. But right now it's only available on the cycleshop.com. You can go download it there.
You know what, bro? I never thought I'd tell you this, dog, but get your shit together, homie. No.
Yeah. Oh, it's together. It's by choice, like I said.
I'm fucking with you, dog. I'm fucking with you, bro. I mean, it's by choice. You know what? I got a homie. His name's Brown Lucci. I don't know if you heard him, but he was with. He used to fuck with Duke. The Six Side Street Music when Duke had that going on, the production company. But Brown Lucci was like, "Hey, look, I'm just gonna I'm gonna put something out just once in a while, and when I'm gonna put it out, it's gonna be in the middle of this field in this hole, and these people gotta get out here with a shovel, dog. They gotta dig it up. They gotta find it." I'm like, "Bro, why are you making it so hard, dog?" He goes, "My shit's just like he's just got this thing about like, you know, when I drop something, when I give you something, dog, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a golden nugget, but you gotta go find the bitch, dog, if you really fuck with me."
Yeah, my first the Gray Sky one, I had to pull that down because there's some sample stuff. But the latest one, I was just gonna put it up after a few months. You know what I mean? After it being on the website, then I was gonna put it on the streaming platform. So in about a month, it should be up. You know what I mean?
If I jumped in your car right now, dog, what are we listening to?
Probably a bunch of podcasts. You know what I mean? Just really stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I love podcasts, dog.
Yeah, I listen to music sometimes. You know, whatever hip hop or my beats or something like that. I'm listening to beats or shit. You know what I mean? But really not much music nowadays. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'd rather just listening to people talk.
It's interesting, dog.
Yeah,
There's so many. I mean, with podcasts, bro, it's like the new fucking radio, bro.
Yeah.
Like I got the satellite radio in my truck, dog. You know what I mean? And I love it, bro, because they're never pressed for time to go to a song, dog.
Right. They
can just start shooting the breeze and so on and so forth, dog. You know what I mean? And the art of conversation, dog. You know what I mean? The art of hearing different individuals' perspectives. The art of having CYNIC right here. You know what I mean? Is amazing, my boy. Because people like. You know, they put words to words you have out already, but it's a different form of words. It's not a rehearsed or anything like that. This is just, I mean, not. And you said you were talking on some of the songs, you were just doing it off the head. You were writing in your head. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying though, like people, they want to hear you talk. They want to hear people talk, bro.
Absolutely.
They want to hear your thought process.
Yeah, man. Especially, you know, like I said, people have interesting stories. You know what I'm saying? And you can learn a lot. You know. Like we were talking earlier as far as like, you know, people, you know, the struggle. The struggle is really what makes you. A lot of us get comfortable in life, you know. We like the easy route. We never want to challenge ourselves. Like I told you yesterday on the phone, you know, when I seen your message and you reached out, I was a little hesitant at first, right? Because, you know, I don't really talk about myself like that. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, you know, because I know where podcasts are going to go. You know what I mean? I listen to enough of them. You know what I mean? Long form platforms. tend to get a little personal. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, you know, I don't think I'm comfortable with it. But then I reminded myself, I have to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? That's part of it. You just can't always be, you know, in your little area and be content. You know what I mean? You have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions to make you better, make you sharper, right? And so I said, fuck it, let's go do it. Let me go be uncomfortable for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Thank you, my G.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You're on Hood Stocks, what up?
Yo, what up? We all sinners. What's cracking, Cynic?
What up, homie?
What up, 6 Army all day, motherfuckers?
That's right. Let them know, dog.
Hey, Cynic.
Talk to me.
Tell them about how you came about that song Rampart with fucking Los Chaotics with Michael Recipe.
That's dog, Big Megan, homie. That's my dog right there. I think about that man a lot.
Los Chaotics, who? Mars?
West
Side Rockwood.
Yeah, sir. You know, his partner was his name was Mago. They called him Mago. He was the producer.
He passed away. Though.
Yes, he passed away, man. We lost him, to the streets, like early 2000s. So we did this song, right? Because I've known them, like I said, from the hood, right? Because we're close, right? It was Rockwood, Burlington, and stuff like that.
Well, Rockwood and Highland Park is the same thing, dog.
True.
I mean, we close.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I got a lot of the Rockwood family, dog, is family to the Highland Park family, dog. You know what I mean? For some way, the Rockwood years ago, bro. I mean, Rockwood back in the day, they had all the badass fucking VWs and shit, dog. Like they were known, bro. I think they had the little DuckTales too. I think. I mean, all the taggers had them back then. You know what I mean?
They love rocking them Steelers colors.
And the Steelers too. Yeah.
So it was a trip though. I met Megan that had nothing to do with the streets, bro. My relationship with him was strictly music, bro. I swear to God. So that's what it hurt. It hurt. You know what I mean? When he went, because it was our conversations were never about the hood. It was always about hip hop. What kind of beats? What new samples you got? Got the MPC, I want to get. It was just creative stuff that I used to talk. I'm pretty sure that was his escape because he was a real dude. You know what I mean? So that's how I met him. I met him through my homeboy Big John, right? And so we all used to hang out. I met him. Once we started doing our things with Street Platoon, we were kind of, it's almost the same, because at the time they were called Chaotic Chapter, and then they went into Los Chaotic, right? Chaotic Chapter is a beautiful name. That's a hard name, right? So being that we were all from the Rampart District, they wanted to do a song called Rampart, and it was an acronym. They had broke it down to what each letter meant, you know what I mean? And so we finally got the beat because Megan made amazing, dope, hard tracks. You know what I mean? Anything you ever heard from Los Chaotic that's on, you could hear on YouTube, that's the homie shit. You know what I mean? So that's how that.
Check him out.
Yeah, so that's how that. They had the concept. They came, let's do the Street Platoon track. We're like, cool. They got the studio. We got in there and we murdered it. It was just all about the Rampart District. You know what I'm saying?
That's tight, though.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's dope, man. Thank you for calling and reminding me that and bringing up the homie, man. Hell yeah.
All right, much love and respect, Lucky. Keep it up.
Where you calling from, my G?
Man, I'm on the road. I'm a truck driver. I'm in fucking Missouri right now, bro.
Ooh. That's right, baby. Get that truck driving money, doggy. Get that truck driving money, dog.
Yes,
Shout out to all my road warriors, dog. Love, respect, appreciate you, brother.
All right, peace out.
Peace out, doggy. I mean, bro, let me get a light, yeah, dog. Expensive. Nah, you good, G. Damn, bro. It's crazy when you start talking to people. We the same age. You know what I mean? And just like somehow, some way, dog. I mean, everybody's connected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the streets. You know what I mean? Just like that's dope. Mars. That's the homie right there.
Yeah, man.
Shit,
Mars was really dope too, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just things pan out how they pan out in life. You know what I mean? But those guys were really good, man. They used to work with Ralph M a lot too back in the day, with Funk Dubious.
Okay. Yeah.
So they had a pathway. You know what I mean?
What are we doing right now, bro? What are we doing right now? This present time. I mean, the last album you had was Goblin, right? Mm-hmm. When was that you said last year?
I put that out. It was December. I believe December, top the end of the year, 2020.
2020. I mean, how did let's something change the direction real quick, and that's what we do right here. It's a podcast, right? The pandemic, bro. Mm-hmm. I mean, are you getting the vaccine? Are you vaccinated?
Oh, that's a very personal question. Now, you know what? Those questions are becoming very personal, bro.
Are you a virgin?
Yeah. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I am not. I'm not against it. I'm not an anti-vaxxer or anything like that. You know what I mean? When my time comes, I would be more than happy to get it. You know what I mean? We have to start traveling because we have no way around it. You know what I mean?
You got to have the card, bro, to get on the plane, right?
I'm going to go to Alvarado and get a fucking, you know, from the
you
guys that
going
make
to MacArthur Park.
and I'll get a bootleg.
Give me a social security card while you there.
You heard? No, but you know, no, I haven't got it, man. But I'm sure it'll be necessary at some point. You know what I mean? And I'll get it. You know what I mean? I'm just, you know what? Since the pandemic, man, I've been doing my best just to stay healthy. You know what I mean? When that thing happened, man, there was hardly any information out there besides just the fear. Oh, stay home, wear a mask, don't come out, don't get near nobody. They weren't really telling you how to defend yourself, how to defend your immune system, how to keep it up. You know what I mean? That was probably your best chance at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because there was no vaccine. There was no way around it. So that changed. It was a game changer, that thing. You know what I'm saying? For the better, at least for me.
Absolutely. You're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us. You're on Hoodstocks. Go ahead, baby. Going once, going twice. You going. Yeah, you know what, bro? It's kind of a personal question, maybe. If you could do this all over again, would you have taken your path, or would have you been, I'll just use an example, a contractor for a construction company?
Sometimes I wish I would have took that path. You know what I'm saying? On some real, you know, just real. You know what I mean? Because it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? As far as like just being an artist and trying to make it. You know what I mean? Because you know, you have your ups and downs. Things tend to get a little cold. You know what I mean? And, you know, then things pick up. So just, you know, depends. But yeah, there's times, I'm not going to lie, where you feel like maybe I should have took a different trade. You know what I mean? Because this ain't forever. You know what I'm saying? But we've been fortunate enough to still, to this day, be able to eat off of it. You know what I mean? Which is a rarity. But to answer your question, yes. You know what I mean?
Is it hard being, I mean, you kind of got, I'm not going to say you got sucked in, dog, but I mean, you were one of the chosen few that was able to come up underneath Psycho Realm, dog, which is fucking, in my books, homie, that's in the Bible, dog. That's legend, homie. That shit is written, dog, and don't ever talk bad about that type of shit. It's blasphemous, you know what I mean? Right. You know, so did you, I mean, your homie Crow said, you know what, dog, he dipped out at the highest point. Here you are, dog. You're still holding on to the ride, so to speak, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So in retrospective, kind of, I mean, you a soldier. You down for the cause.
Yeah, there was never a plan B. You know, it really wasn't. This was it. You know, when I made up my mind when I was younger that this was the route and it was going to work out somehow, and it did. You know, those feelings of maybe I should have took a different approach, they happened, but I don't regret it. And you know, this is just the path I was supposed to take. I try to diversify still. Don't get me wrong, and try to make money in different things and stuff like that. But I've been blessed that I've never had to work for the man per se, right? I've never done anything that I woke up and hated the fact that I had to go do it. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is a blessing. You know what I mean? I can't complain about that. You know what I'm saying? I wake up every day early, you know what I'm saying? And I get to spend time with my kids and go to the studio or work out, you know what I'm saying? Or go study, whatever it is I'm studying at the time. And it's a beautiful thing because I'm not distracted by anything else. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing, man, for sure.
I mean, you know, you must be somewhat comfortable, or you're just really, really kind of like you said, kind of like closed in type of individual. But really, bro, you're a part of the Psycho Realm brand, bro. So, I mean, you can sell, if you wanted to, bro, you can be selling fucking beats all day long, every day, all around the fucking world, dog. Yeah. Just because you're CYNIC from Street Platoon, you're CYNIC from Six Symphonies, you're CYNIC from Psycho Realm, dog. Yeah. I mean, you could really like, how do you call it, like prostitute yourself?
Yeah, hold yourself for sure in a good way. I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. That's what I do for a living.
But you know, you have that opportunity. You do have that opportunity, right?
And I think, like I said, back to the comfort spot thing, right? Early on, because when you're younger, you already kind of feel like you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Things might be going good. So it's like, why'd I gotta go? You know, it's just maybe immatureness. You know what I'm saying? Of not wanting to work with people. You know what I mean? Or being fucking picky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that person on my tracks. You know what I'm saying? And that. Probably not the way to look at things. Obviously, you don't want to work with somebody you don't like at all. You know what I mean? But that's part of it. This is what I do for a living, right?
Jack must love you, bro.
He probably does. He probably dislikes me a few times too. Yeah.
No, but he must love you because he has, I mean, you're behind a lot of these beats, bro.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you know, the newer ones. Nothing that he's done as far as his solo albums and the Psycho Realm he's done. You know what I mean? But like right now, I'm producing a record for him. called Lord of the Flies. It's been done for a while. We're not almost done, but now it's done. Hopefully we get that out soon. But I'm behind the whole production on that, and he's rapping on it. You know what I mean? And it's hard. You know what I'm saying?
You're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us.
Hello.
Yo, what up, G?
What's up, man? What's up, Cynic?
What up, homie?
Hey, man. I'm calling out from Texas, man. So I don't know if y'all can hear me good or not.
Yeah, we hear that.
It's a little. Hey, man. Have you ever thought about y'all six Symphonies crew doing an album together with Immortal Text crew? Since y'all kind of got the same kind of fans and all that, that would be a dope album.
Yeah, you know what? We never talked about it. You know what I'm saying? It was probably something we should have done, but nah, it was never a conversation. Like we said, we done tracks together, you know, verses like that, but you know, we never got to it. You know what I'm saying?
Already. All right, man. Well, hey, man. Big fan out here in Texas, man. We've been bumping you on H-Town for a while.
I appreciate that, man. That's right.
What part of Texas you from, my G?
From H-Town, Southside, man.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, H-Town. You black Mexican?
Nah, man. I'm Hondureño.
You just got that. You got that Texas twang.
No, that's what I'm saying. They all sound the same, dog.
Yeah. You're white, black, Latino. You can't tell.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know how it is in Texas, man. We just got that southern slang. So
that's what it is.
With everything in the future, man. And props on the show too, man.
Yeah, send me some rappers from Houston, man. You got any little young homies? Send them this way.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Y'all be good.
You too, my G. That's dope. That's one thing cool about this podcast. Yeah. Everybody calls. We got people from Australia, you know, Mexico, of course. I mean, Canada, dog. I mean, everybody calls.
That's dope. Dog, I like cats from Texas, like rappers. Again, it's their dialect. You know what I mean? Their accent, especially when they're rapping to like hip hop tracks. To me, it sounds dope. Like when like UGK, like when you hear Bun B on some hip hop shit. You know what I mean? Or other cats, Scarface. It sounds just dope. You know what I mean?
Scarface is all by himself, bro.
Yes, sir.
He's on another motherfucking level and shit, dog. So you got this Lord of the Flies going with Sig Jack that's going to be dropping soon. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. Hopefully summertime or something.
Yeah. I mean, so when you know what? This is just me, bro, as a fan, dog. But I mean, when it comes to you and Jack and it comes to business, it comes to money. And if I'm overstepping my step, you don't even have to answer this shit, dog. You know what I mean? But I mean, is it fruitful?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like I said, he doesn't work. I don't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's built, you know, the merch.
And you said that already, so I'm not trying to have you say it again, dog. But I'm just like, you know, Psycho Realm is a motherfucking brand. I mean, you know. So what I'm asking is, I mean, you know, Jack, like, good doing business. It's not that you wouldn't say anything different, right? Because it'd be a photo, right?
Right, but see, the thing is, you know, he's a stand-up guy.
I mean, do you have a straight up like, hey, you gonna do the whole Lord of the Flies? All right, dog, don't trip. I got you. Or do we have a contract or something?
No. I mean, obviously we talk. You have to talk it out, right? Because you just rather put things out on the table from the jump. But we've been doing this so long together. We kind of already know how that goes. Like, you know what I mean? Everything's fair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if you don't think it's fair, it might be your own, you know, your own personal shit. But then when you step back and you're like, okay, you know what, that's right. You know, that's how that should be. You know what I mean? So it's never nothing funny. You know what I mean? Because it's weird because me and him have a real good friendship, obviously. You know what I'm saying? With him, Duke, or even my brother. You know, just a bunch of us that still hang out with each other. You know, we're close, right? Even if we don't talk to each other for months on end. So, but we're really tight. So when you're brothers and you got to do business together, sometimes it is hard. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. You know what I mean? It could be a little, because you got to talk about shit that might be uncomfortable. But it's part of it, and you have to. You know what I'm saying? Because you never want to just feel that it's not fair. You know what I mean? So everything's always been smooth as far as that goes. You know what I mean? And I'm not even saying it just because I want to be politically correct. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, dog.
Yeah, man.
And I'm not trying to like create any type of controversy. I'm not looking for a fucking what do they call that shit? Fucking like a headline. Fucking Jack does fucking whoop wrong. Nah. I'm not looking for none of that. It's just you know, maybe this is some certain questions should be asked off air as a fan, dog. Because I don't ever want to put somebody in a fucked up position, dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't ever want to
that's cool.
be like some of these dudes that do these podcasts that are media influencers, so on and so forth, dog. And I mean, some of them look for that controversy to create controversy. Never that much, not amongst the homies, dog.
No, man,
I mean,
it's 100, man. Yeah, it's 100. You know what I mean? With us.
That's dope, dog. That's dope.
Hey, Cynic, can you explain some iconic iconography in your goblin, like I mean artwork for the
artwork.
Because I mean that's just that. It's dope, and
Right.
I want to know.
Like if there was any like symbolism. Like,
Because I
Right.
mean, there's like from the campfire with all the aliens, and I know the one foo in that UFO that's a painting.
Yeah,
you know.
right. I flipped that. But
Yeah.
like, okay, so the cover, if you see that, it's a sweat lodge, right? It's an
Yeah.
EP.
Yeah.
It's a sweat lodge, and you know, you got the crafts above it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With that is because I've maybe like I don't know. I was adopted by Lakota Sioux family, right? Chasing horses, which are you know, direct descendants from Crazy Horse, and so that's my family. You know what I mean? And so I started doing ceremonies with them. You know, I've done plenty of sweat lodges. You know what I'm saying? And they were life changing. You know what I mean? Those things, right? So with this album, I wanted with the cover, I wanted to kind of bring that to life. You know what I'm saying? So that's because you know, it's very spiritual. I don't want to get, you know, too deep on that thing, but just, you know, those grandpas, right? Those ships up there and the hot coals, like that, they kind of just represent a whole world in itself, just the spiritual world. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the meaning behind that. I know it could be a little esoteric, because that's kind of like what I wanted to do. And then like flipping that drawing, right? Because that's me in that spaceship on the back of the cover. You know, that's an old painting. You know what I'm saying? That's from like the Renaissance. You know what I'm saying? And it's just intriguing, right? That was in those paintings at that time. You know what I'm saying? So that was the flip on that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that shit.
The caller, the host has got up. I would answer the phone, but I don't, you know what I mean? Yeah. Think that fucking
Yo, what up? You on Hoodstocks?
Michelob ran right through the homie. Hoodstocks, who's on the line?
Hello?
Hey, what up? You on Hoodstocks?
Yo. All right, they got shy, man.
He's out.
That shit running through me, baby. That shit running through me, bro. Get the fuck out of there, Casey. Hey, you know, when it comes to sweat lodges, dog. I mean, you said you know what? I haven't been in one sweat lodge yet, dog. But I've been on a fucking gang of prison yards where they got the sweat lodges and all. You know, all the native, the homies are on there. That's crazy about the way that works with that. But anyways, are you the same person? I mean, this is probably a stupid question. Are you the same person that went in and came out?
No. Metaphorically and realist, no. Like it's like I said, man, it's depends on your connection and your journey, right? But yeah, it was pretty, like I said, man, life changing. I don't want to sound like, oh, you know, it did change my life though, as far as like the way you see things, you know what I mean? Your understanding, you know what I mean, of who you are, you know what I'm saying? Especially like, you know, it's in us, it's in our blood, you know what I'm saying? So once you tap back into that, it definitely changes your perspective on things, man, because you're tapping into the spiritual side of yourself, you know what I mean? So when you come out of there and you're breathing fresh air after being being in there for a few hours maybe, just, you know, with hot rocks, steam, sweating, praying, and when you come out, bro, and you take a breath of fresh air, you almost pass out. You know what I'm saying? So you learn to appreciate the water, the air, you know what I'm saying? Because without those, you feel like you're dying, you know what I mean?
You know, maybe prison is one big sweat lodge.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I've never been to prison.
Because every time I come out of prison, I have a newfound
appreciation
for life, for breath, for air, for Jack in the Box, 2 tacos for 99 cents. You know what I mean? I have a newfound appreciation, dog. And I mean, every time maybe prison is one big sweat lodge, dog. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect the sweat lodges, but when you say those words, that's what resonates with me, dog. That's what comes up off the top.
Well, I mean, metaphorically or however you want to look at it, I mean, you've been dead this whole time, right? You're in prison, bro. You fucking forgotten. You know what I mean? You're in a cell. You know what I mean? Right? Like, you know, just dead pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So when you feel free again, right? You're like, damn, okay, I'm getting another chance at this. I appreciate being able to go take a nice hot shower right now. I'm looking forward to that. Drinking water when I want to. You know what I'm saying?
You're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us. You're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us. Hello.
Holla at your boy.
What's going on my phone?
Is it
bro?
muted maybe?
Sometimes it's my shit. My shit be fucking up sometimes, dog. It's this fucking.
So how long with the Lakota tribe? How long ago was this?
Yeah, this was probably like close to 20 years ago now. You know what I'm saying? I probably the first time was like 2003, 2004.
You ever experienced DMT?
No, I've done. Not that one. No.
Yeah.
Sometimes I probably would try it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sure, but I haven't had the chance to do it. I've been invited to to those ceremonies, but I've not partaken.
I mean, they say that it will when it's ready for you, will come to you, and obviously it's came to you, dog, and you passed on it.
That shit is crazy.
You're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us.
I've done it. Fractals.
Hoodstocks. Oh.
What up, Luck?
Dick, you pressed the mute button.
That's what I said. I said, hey, it's muted. You didn't hear me say it's muted?
Why would you press the mute button?
Yo.
Fucking dumbass.
Yo.
Damn, fool.
Yeah,
Yo,
go on. Hoodstocks, fool. Stupid ass Casey pressed the mute button. I'm like,
that's why it's red, fool.
Dick, you barely said that right now. Oh, it's the mute button. Why would you press the mute button?
Hey, we'll play this shit back.
Play it back and you barely said it. Fucking jackass, man. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, you're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us. Sorry about that, my boy. I mean, this dude's a little retarded.
What the fuck, Casey? Why you put me on mute for, my boy?
Yeah. Look at him.
Whatever,
Hey,
fool.
what's up, Luck?
Whatever, fool. Talk to us. What up?
What up, Luck?
What up, G?
Hey, this is your boy, Pico City right here, dog. Goon Squad, you know?
Goon Squad, baby. What's cracking, dog? Talk to us. You got CYNIC right here, dog.
What's cracking, medicine?
What's good, homeboy?
You know what's up, dog?
Right.
6 fight on me all day, you know what I mean? Soldier all day from day one, you know what I mean?
All right, appreciate you, bro.
Hey, I just want to say, people gotta get updated on your music, man, because that Santa Maria jam that you did with Sack, with Jackin and the homie Secan or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the hard ass beat,
With
bro.
Secan, that's right. That's hard.
Yeah, that's the hard ass beat, bro.
I appreciate that, man.
And people gotta get up on that drug soul too, bro.
Yeah, I
All
forgot
those
about
tracks on
that.
Drugstore
See, I
is
forgot about my
fucking
own
straight
records.
fire.
Yeah, that's right, dog.
Straight
We appreciate
fire,
it.
dog.
That was
You
an
know what I mean?
instrumental
So I wanna say
project.
big-
Thank you, bro.
Man. Everything that you've been doing, man, appreciate it. And we'll catch you on the next cycle tomorrow, dude. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Sooner than later, baby. We rocking that.
You guys getting ready to. Thank you, my boy, for calling. You guys are getting ready to hit that road again, huh?
Man, fucking hey, need that. It's therapy, man.
I mean, do you wait for that? I mean, you get that phone. You're like, I know that call's coming. I mean,
It's getting closer. Yeah, I was talking to the homie the other day. He's like, man, we got some offers, bro. I was like, all right. So we'll see. Hopefully, summertime, maybe. We'll see. We'll start opening up. Start doing some shows.
I mean, so the bread and butter basically is travel the world.
Yeah.
By the dollar of whoever is offering you this money. An offer is from a promoter that's saying, hey, I got this tour coming.
Right, booking agents like, whatever. We got this many shows. Yes, whatever.
And it comes with everything. It comes with fucking food, hotel, pussy.
Yeah.
No, not that you're married. I'm just fucking with you. Hey, you want Hoodstocks? Talk to us.
Hey, fuck you, Lucky.
No, fuck Casey. Casey's fuck you, Casey today, dog.
Hey, you better come correct, Porty.
When we gonna have the Lucky boxing match?
The dog, this is a bad impersonation of I don't know who, dog. But yeah, so there's another dude that calls here, dog. Bro, sharpen that shit up and call back again, dog. I mean, there's a dude that calls with a fucking, hey, this is fucking Tony. You know what I mean? Hey, you fucking, fucking lucky. I like what you're doing. Dude, he is fucking hilarious, dog.
He's good at it?
He calls every time, bro, and I always take. But that right there, dog, no. You know what I mean?
Go back to the drawing board, huh?
Drawing board, dog. Drawing board. Let's go. Let's get some more phone calls and we'll end this out, dog. I don't want to keep the homie too long and shit, dog.
Hey, Casey, fuck you, stupid Mario looking motherfucker.
Thank you.
I would say Luigi more than Mario. With it.
Oh, what did homie call him? Adolf.
Hipster.
That was a good one. What up, dog? Talk to us. Oh, he hung up. They just called to say fuck you. Thank you for that, dog. I mean,
I'm gonna play that shit back.
Compliment,
bro, you're gonna play it back and you're gonna hear it say that fuck you. You barely said it right before.
No.
I
know
I
what
didn't
I
hear
said.
you. Yeah.
I know I have to tell you something at least 5 times for you to listen.
How many times did you say it? One time.
I said it 5 times underneath my breath.
Yeah, thank you, dog. Thank you. You bro, you can't beat me, dog. You ain't gonna ever beat
Hey,
me.
no,
homie.
no, it's-
just sit
you'll
right
hear
there.
it, you'll
Just
hear
sit
it.
right there and play your role, motherfucker. No. Right? Sometimes you gotta play your role. We talked about that.
We opened it up with that.
Yeah, homie. Sometimes you gotta be the piñata up in this bitch. I'm gonna bust you up, fool. Nah, this fucking. I love Casey, dog. Hoodstocks, baby. What up? You're on Hoodstocks. No, you're not. You're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us.
Coño,
Oh, there he is.
Oni.
how you doing, coño?
Oh yeah.
I'm doing good.
I understand there's a guy right there from the Psycho Realm fellas, huh?
See.
He's a good guy, huh?
He's all right.
CYNIC, hey, man, much appreciation to your music, man. It's got me through many tough times, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything you guys do, man.
I'm glad we could do that for
Continue
you.
to listen to your music for ages. My kids are gonna, my tiger's listening to it right now.
You're a tiger, huh?
Like I told Lucky, you know, you gotta stay on top of the wall, Papa.
That's right. Thank you, brother.
Make it happen.
I swear to God, I love this dude right here, though.
Bro, you gotta have him on here, like doing little skits for you or something, man.
Oh my God, he said it's tigers, homie.
He said my tigers gonna listen. That was pretty good. That's a good impersonation for sure.
I told you, dog.
I see
Hey,
hear some fools do some horrible fucking Scarface impersonations.
that's
man.
why, dog. The Goonies got me spoiled, dog. You can't come with nothing better than that. And around that, that's why no one else is calling except that one fool. He hit
he's
that pookie.
killing
He's
it.
like, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Need your own little sketch, man, on Hoodstocks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hey, CYNIC. Motherfucking CYNIC, dog. You know what, dog? I wanted to have you on here, bro, to give you your flowers. I got a box for you.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, this is for you, dog. I mean, yeah, just take it home with you, bro. You know what I mean? Don't get pulled over with that, dog. Bro.
All right.
If you get pulled over, throw it out, bro. It's not a bomb.
It's not ticking.
No, it's not terror
Oh, we
tapes.
got a kilo in here. Or?
Hey, that's for you, my G. You know what I mean? Hold on real quick. Let's see right here. Pictures of my mom. Hello, you on Hoodstocks. Get this ugly bitch out of here. All right.
Cold player.
Yeah, it's a tough world, dog. You know that, dog. You were right there in Pico Union, dog, when motherfucking Thousand Oaks kids were sleeping on trees.
Runaways with 1,000 Oaks. Who would have thought that, huh?
You on Hoodstocks? Talk to us, baby.
You like the King Taco right there?
You on Hoodstocks? That fool's, he's getting off. He's getting off to CYNIC on a podcast.
Nah, he's fucking with Lucky.
Oh!
You magically hit the butt. Magical.
Did you
button.
see that, bro?
That was weird.
That was weird, because that's a button you gotta press, bro.
Yeah.
That's a button, that's a magical button. And I hit the desk, dog, and that shit went off. I didn't touch it. You see me, I didn't touch
Magical
it.
moment. Yeah, you can't do it twice.
Who the fuck did that shit, dog? That was crazy, dog.
I'm gonna play it back.
Spirits.
I mean, how many spirits are in here?
Yeah, bro. I'm walking up. I'm like, what's up with the Bugatti car next door, bro? Did you get your cards read and fucking Olympia at the same time right there? Is that what you do out there?
Yeah, this fool's crazy, dog. Hey, before we end this out, spirits. How many spirits are in here right now? I mean, do you feel spirits? You talk to spirits? Do spirits move you?
No, I don't think I can.
No?
No.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, energy is spirit, right?
It can be. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's, yeah. Probably next door, bro. I don't know what they do next door. You just getting motherfuckers are coming through walls.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that was crazy. Anyways, I don't want to get all weird about that. But you know what, dog? I wanted to have you on, dog, to just like, you know what I mean? This is a term that's used, dog. But to give a motherfucker his flowers, dog. I mean, bro, like all these years, bro, I've been rocking with you, and it's like, because of this podcast, you know, now I can have a conversation with you, and I feel very blessed and grateful, dog, to sit down and have this conversation with you today, just because you haven't known me. You never met me until now, dog. But I've known you, dog, for like, 20 years or so. You feel me, dog?
Yeah.
You know, and so, and I've always fucked with you, dog. You know what I mean? And always, like, what you do, you need to keep doing it. You need to, you know, fucking... After the fucking Lord of the Flies, dog, go crazy. Reach out to different cats, dog. Put your stamp out there in the world, dog.
Yeah, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, and you're still young, too, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, you 42, baby?
Yeah, big 42, you know what I mean? So, yeah, still young. We still good.
Yeah, you got to get that, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I
Thank you,
mean?
man. No, thank you for having me on too, man. I appreciate you reaching out. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, man.
You know, it was dope, bro. I mean, when you accepted to come on, and then we just ran around with different dates, and you know, one didn't work for you, one didn't work for me, and we still stuck with it and figured it out, dog. And because when with you, I was like, damn, I gotta he wants this, but damn, I mean, I really couldn't. Anyways,
Yeah,
dog.
no worries,
Yeah.
man. You know, I'm just glad that, you know, like I said, anytime I see a homie doing something positive, dog, whatever I could do, you know what I'm saying? If you feel like I could add to your platform or whatever for whatever reason you want to ask me questions, you know, it's appreciated and I can support, you know what I mean, anytime, you know what I mean?
For a dude that listens to nothing but podcasts, like you stated, bro, you know what I mean? I mean, how did you feel?
Bro, I want to step closer to Joe Rogan, bro. What you mean?
Yeah. I agree. I agree, baby. I agree.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're the voice for the streets, man. That's not the only thing that you're gonna do, but you know, man, you're off to the right track, I think, man. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you, brother.
Dope shit.
Hey, I want everybody to give it up for CYNIC, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you.
Let's go. Appreciate you, my G. Anything you want to plug on the way out of here, though?
Oh man, not just, you know, I appreciate everybody that called up, anybody that tuned in, you know what I'm saying? People that have been supporting us throughout this whole time. Thank you, you know what I mean? And just keep looking out. We're gonna drop some more stuff.
Absolutely, dog. Everybody give it for CYNIC. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, you know what I mean? Let's just get this. Yeah, let's get this shit out, baby. Thank you.